Yeah, what's good? It's Wednesday, nighttime. It might be Thursday where you are. That's fine too. We're doing music feedback and review. All right. I'm also gonna drink a little bit because it's Saturday somewhere. It's not. Got a little bit of that Four Roses left. Not much. Okay, we're not gonna get crazy. Just a taste. You feel me? Well, that was on beat. Stop, dude. Caverns in the building. He's always got ads. Caverns is never paid to be a sub here. That's okay. He doesn't know we're on other platforms too, where you don't have to deal with the Twitch overlords and all their ads. Glug, 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 glug. Hey. Turn me up, dude. All the way up. All the way up. Perfect amount. Perfect amount. What's good, Caverns? How you living, dude? How you doing, dude? Dum, dum, dum. Oh, we're gonna let that sweat. That is a little intense. Not bad though. Shout out to my buddy, he's a bartender. Recommended Four Roses, small batch. Not bad. It's not the best thing in the world. It's not overly expensive though. If you like bourbons, it's nice. Could be better, could be worse, but overall, decent. Well said, dude. It's not for you though. Not for another, like, what, 5 years? How long you gotta wait on that? We do not condone underage drinking. All right, Caverns? You stay away. Don't drink in the cave. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I was talking about how I was not drinking. Well, that's good too, man. You know, that's good too. That's good too. Big W's for that. Well, while no one's in here, I'm gonna keep working on this beat over here. Pause this shit. Had these little organ chords we were doing, and then added a couple little easy, simple drum loop. See if we can get a little bass line going here. Dude, I just knocked this over at camera. I think it's gonna be off keel. That's not bad. It's not bad. I spent the last 10 minutes trying to reconfigure that. Annoying, dude. Dun, 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 What up, Miri the Leviathan? It's a 2023 happy hardcore track. There you go, dude. I don't know what any of that means. Like a Happy New Year song? Oh man, Kick's got a problem, dude, with these bot advertisers. Big time. Yeah, man, get your tracks in there if you got them. I see y'all. Miri Leviathan, Caverns, appreciate it, gang. Hell yeah. Let's get a few more people up in this bitch. Get them in line. I send the good song. I send the good song. That's what you think? was the accent you were thinking? Hell yeah, Don. Little bread knife, what's good? Do something simple like that, dude. Do something simple like that. Damn it. Ruined it. Forgot what I was trying to do. Doesn't work. We're just placeholding an idea because we're not really making beats tonight, but we're just throwing that in there. What up, voices? What's good? I'm gonna R that bass with R bass, dude. What you know about R bass, dude? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Ooh, big Jibbah.
Hey. Big W's. Dom to Wise, I appreciate the gifted sub, G. That's good for one skip. You can use that tonight. It's feedback night, y'all. What up, Spam Rock 420? I see you over there on the YouTube side. Tron Music, Hans Peter Graff, I see you. What's good, player? Appreciate y'all pulling up. We're doing music feedback tonight. But I do cook up stuff like this 3 nights a week. Thursday nights, Friday nights, Sunday nights. So we'll revisit this joint. We're just messing around. This funky home dog. That's all I do, man. What up? Hamada boy. Yo, Big Jib just finished my project. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah.
I said I just finished. undefeated. How you doing?
Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll save that. Frampton would be blown away. I doubt it. I take all my inspo from Roger Troutman, dude. Roger Troutman. Frampton would have been blown away by Roger Troutman. He probably was. He probably was. Dom DeWise, you better improvise over my beat on the Talkbox or we're boxing. Say less, dude. I got you covered, dog. I'll hit some notes for you, dude. My coffee is good. Hell yeah, Tron Music. Appreciate the subbing on the YouTube side. Hell yeah, the YouTube subs. I appreciate y'all, gang. If y'all got a YouTube account and you're on the Twitch side, just go over there and hit a button. Even if it's a dislike, I appreciate it. But hey, anybody following and subbing over on the YouTube side, let me know.
How you doing?
Appreciate y'all. Welcome in. We're doing music review tonight. Let's see if we got anybody in the queue. We should have a skip already. We do, in fact, have a skip already from Dom. And then we have got a little line forming here. We got Myriad Leviathan in line. We got Caverns in line. We got Viki. What's good, Viki? Viki, you're supposed to be in school right now. All right? You better be paying attention. Little Bread Knife, you over here cooking kitten cookies in AI. That's insane. I don't know what's going on there. And then Hamada Boy. I see y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Wait, I've been here. Yeah, I know you're here, dude. Relax. Caverns. Real Nick Shea. What's good, dude? Good to see you, player. Bro, I matched with my father on Hinge. Thanksgiving gonna be awkward this year. You sure that wasn't Grindr? I'll shut myself out, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. It's insane, dude. Crazy thing to say. Got any Zapp and Roger in the holster? I mean, I know like every Zapp and Roger song you can think of. Yeah, don't play dumb now, real Nick Shea. You know what that is. You know that you know what that is. You miss so many feedback streams. I only do them twice a week now, so you haven't missed that many. Let's be real. Let's be real. You haven't missed that many. Viki, what's good, dude? Are you not studying right now? What are you doing, dude? Pretending to study? For real. God damn it. How dare you, dude? I'm gonna put more movement on this. That would be cool to funk with, yeah. Actually, I do have to finish tonight at a decent hour, so everybody let me know if the queue gets too long. Because I am going to the studio tomorrow morning. So your boys got to make sure all those files that we need for that are in the right spot, both on the internet, on my Google Drive account, and on a physical thumb drive. Have them in multiple places if you're going to a paid studio session, because you just don't want to fuck around, right? What if you get there and the internet's down? Then your pants are down, dude. You know what I mean? So have them in multiple spots, dude. I got assignment, so I'll put you in the background. Hey, I'm honored, dude, to be noise in your day. I appreciate you, gang. Well, let's listen to some good noise over here, dude. We got Dominic Wise, aka Dom DeWise, on the Twitch side. All right. If anybody over here on the YouTube side is has a track they want to share with us, feel free to jump in the Discord. The link is in the description of this stream. Or if you'd like me to post the Discord link right in the chat, I can do that for y'all, no problem. Once you get up in there, you can throw one freebie in the feedback line, or you can do a $5 dono for the free ski up ski or the quick ski up ski. You feel me? Also gets you a big Jibbah sub sample pack. Let's check it out. This is Dominic Wise, groovy little thing. Already sounds smooth as hell. Hey, appreciate the sub on YouTube, Gorgumov. Appreciate you, gang.
Ooh, so groovy.
Hit him with a little snake charmer right there, dude. What's up, your boy? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Hey. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, that was sick, Dom. That was very cool vibes, dude. Definitely groovy little thing for sure, dude. Yeah, boy, 92. I got my cards in for my battle card game I was making. W, dude. Are you impressed with how things turned out? Are you happy with it? Are you happy with it, dude? We love seeing people build their own shit. That's dope, man. Spamrock said, I was looking for the sub button, couldn't find it because I'm already subbed. Hey. Cash, baby. Appreciate you, gang. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You know what? That just means you got to tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Log into your grandma's YouTube. Hit the button. You know what I mean? She won't know. She won't even know. You know what I mean? We got to get the 500 on the YouTube side. Then they'll let me monetize. And then I'm catching copyright strikes when I do these. Can't wait. Can't wait. But this is dope, Dom. I like this so far. Yeah, man. You know, we have fun. I think the main thing I want is like sharper kick and snare transients on this. I feel like you're being too nice to us with the drums. The whole thing feels like it's kind of in a controlled spot, and I want the drum mix to have more depth. So kicks a little sharper, and then the snare is also sticking out a little bit more. And I think it's going to give that more of that kind of head nodding sound that we want. You boys said they look dope. W, dude. Hell yeah, you should share it with us in the Discord, man. Send a couple photos, show us what's going on with that shit. If it's a breakbeat you're using on this, like a pre-made loop for the drums, then yeah, okay, you did not layer, then I would layer, bro. I'd go in and first off, yes, you should always do it. It'll give you so much more control. I'll drink to that. Hold up. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, that's just straight bourbon. Jesus. Add another sample, you mean? Yes. What I mean is, if I use a breakbeat, I'll separate it into two parts. I'll have and then mute the break. No, don't mute the breakbeat. We still want to keep the breakbeat because you like that rhythm, that timing, and the textures on there, right? But we don't necessarily love the low end on it because it's kind of muddy, right? You hear how long those kicks are, right? So I would go in there and do some surgery, right? If I'm using that breakbeat, let me just mute everything here, and I could probably do a quick example here for you. Okay, so that was the bass. Okay, I need to mute this right here. Okay, so if I pulled in a breakbeat, right? If I went to splice, boom. Okay, great example. That's fine. Pretend I love that, okay? And we're gonna put it here, sample offline. Okay, we're not gonna put it there. We're gonna use this one then. This is fine. Also offline. What's wrong with those ones? Was this gonna work? None of those work. What had happened? What had happened there? Is that the drums from Song 2 by Blur? I don't know. This is just random splice drum loops. I'm trying to pull one in, but it's beefing with me. The integration doesn't work well yet. Burner phone, what's good? Pretend I love that is diabolical. I just need something with drums. That's great. That'll work. Come on. Yes. Okay, got it. All right, so we have this loop here. Okay, obviously going through my template is too much. Let's go ahead and just make it quieter first. Okay, so say I didn't like the low end on this. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna, here, let me get out of the way. There we go. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna bring in an EQ. EQ, and we'll use the EQ8. Boom, you can use whatever EQ you want. And I'm gonna duplicate this now. So I'm gonna have two of these. So now there's two breakbeats, okay? First one, I'm gonna do an aggressive roll off at like 150 hertz. You can pick wherever you want. I like to do it around 150. On the other one, I'm gonna do an aggressive roll off the other direction at 150 hertz. Same spot. Just make sure you do the same spot if you're gonna do this. Okay, so now we have one version that's like this. Okay. And why don't we also, let's also make a control. So we'll have a control one so you can hear like the difference up here. And this one will not have anything on it. So now we have our low end one, and then of course this one is going to be just the low mids and up. So this is the kind of the part I want to keep, the low mids and up. I'm cool with this. But I don't necessarily love how wumpy the low end is, right? This is kind of what's going on with your breakbeat. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to grab a transient designer. I'm going to go onto this low end one, right? And open up this transient designer. I'm gonna look for the sustain. Some of them call it decay. I'm gonna start backing off on this, just the low end. Okay. Sort of remind me of wheels. Goddamn wheels of steel. Absolutely. So now when I play these together, that's one way you can get a little more control of your low end. If I were to take that plugin off. Here's off. Back on. We're just cutting off some of those tails, right? So on top of that, I'm going in, I'm zooming in, and I'm gonna look for any spot that has a kick on it. Right? Any spot that has a kick. So if I see this is the waveform, it's a kick here. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm gonna go in and have a kick track right here. And I'm lining up. I'm zooming all the way in because it's not lined up to a grid. That's why you like the breakbeat. I'm moving in and I'm zooming the fuck in. I'm saying, all right, that's pretty close. We'll keep that. Okay. We got another one right here. We're gonna put that right here. We're gonna zoom in. All right, that's pretty close. Okay. So you're just gonna do that all the way through for the entire loop, and don't just trust that like the timing's exactly the same. Just go check it. Right. Make sure. Once you have that done, now you're going to sidechain this kick sound, the new kick that you put in your sample, through the low end version only. Through the low end version only of your breakbeat. So now you have the breakbeat, but you have a soloed out kick sample that you can have take priority over the low end 150 hertz and down, or wherever you decide to set it on your breakbeat. Suddenly you have so much more control of the low end voltage coming out of this breakbeat, and now you can sidechain that kick through your bass line because you have it on its own, right? So you don't want to use like really textured kicks. You're essentially using the breakbeat as your textured kicks. You want really transparent kick drums. it's not really, it doesn't necessarily mute those kicks. It keeps the mid-range of those kicks, right? So it would have like this going on with this. You'd still hear the other kick, but we'd be getting rid of the low end so that we're not overdoing the voltage, right? So we'd only be affecting the 150 hertz and down, ducking it, triggered by the initial kick. And you could use, the cleanest thing you could use would be the ring mod sidechain, the free one from Kilohertz over here. If you go to the mixing videos in the Discord, go to the very bottom, watch this video. This is a great plugin to use and learn how to use it from this video. It'll give you a zero latency sidechain so that the new kick you put in there is in charge first, and it's ducking that initial low end and the heavy voltage on that breakbeat. And then you're still using the texture in the mid-range of that breakbeat that you liked. So you want to make sure you're not using kicks that are crazy and have a lot of texture on them. I recommend using ones like this from the free Jibbah samples. There's also in the big Jibbah sub sample pack. That right there, right? We don't need anything on it. You could even shorten this, right? You could transient design this and shorten this transient. You just want something with quick punch, nice and loud, clean, get in, get out of the way. That's the thinking there. So then you have more control and you have a sharper transient on the front end, which is going to make the mid-range and just the entire groove a little more highlighted and accented in your mix. I'm so going to distort that. How dare you, Mary Leviathan? What up, Mortal Beats? How you doing, dude? So that's like the main shit I'm hearing. Something I would definitely get after on a track like this one. Did I fuck everything up on this? I might have. Let me get rid of this. I just downloaded a splice pack for you, dude. Not just one sound. Let's bring back our sounds. Did I ruin this beat? I don't think I did, right? I didn't do any weird changes. It still works. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the main thing there for me. Beyond that, I would do less hard panning of the melodic elements and use more spreaders instead. You're doing a lot of like, you know, shit that's only happening on one ear. By the way, thanks for providing all this cool content. Hey, appreciate you, Burner Phone. No worries, man. I have fun over here teaching shit. Right now you're panning the shit out of some of these melodic elements, and I think instead of doing that, trying to make them have different widths, so still having left, right, but having different widths on them, using different like stereo spreaders instead of thinking of panning the shit out of something, unless it's like doing counterpoint with another sound, right? If it's just kind of feels like we're a thing to focus on is here, then the thing to focus on is over here, then the next thing to focus on is over here. The whole song starts to go like this to me. It feels like we're getting a little unbalanced, especially if there are going to be any vocals or anything like that over this. I think if you're going to do the pan, I would just do less. If it's all the way over in one ear, it kind of kicks in our error correcting codes. So we still want to be able to hear some of it in the other ear. So maybe like 30% less on the panning if you wanted to go that route. But I'd recommend messing around with spreaders and giving you different phase relationships on those sounds. And it would make the whole mix sound a little wider and have more depth as well. So, that's all I got for you, G. I appreciate you, gang. Dom, y'all.
Thank you.
I was OTP. Did I miss mine, or are we still on skips? I'm assuming OTP means on the phone, but for you, we're going to say on the potty, since you're young. So, yeah, while you were on the potty, we didn't miss yours, all right? Don't you worry, baby bird. We're getting to you, dude. Up next, we got Mary Leviathan with Amplified Bass. Amplified Bass. Amplified Bass is what it is. There it is. Let's check it out. Myriad Leviathan. Take us on a journey, dude. Scared the shit out of me. God damn. No, that was a lot of kick drums. No, that's cool, man. It's just I think it's a little bit too low end mix focused, if that makes sense. I know it's called amplified bliss. I mean, I feel like it was amplified bass. That's how I was reading it. I'm gonna predict the feedback. Stereo separation, something about the drum bus variation, intro too long. I don't do too many like production notes for people. 480 gamer was good. I don't do too many production notes. It's more like mix things that I think would make the cool shit you've done stick out a little more. Constantity, what's happening? I think this is what I got. This is what I got for you. Let's go over this list. Probably too much voltage dedicated to low end, right? I think the mid range isn't allowed to shine at all. It's not like you said in Discord. It's because you didn't verify, gang. That's all. I got you. Boom, you're good to go. If anybody's having trouble in here, just let me know. I'll verify for you. But all you got to do is read the rules, and you'll get in there. Read the rules, and then you'll go to the verify here section. But you're good. If I did it for you, you're straight. Yeah, straight up. It just has. I think it's just too much low end in general, which is taking away from everything else. It's making everything duck in the mid range, and we're not able to like hear the exciting sort of danceable elements. I think your kick is too long. I think we don't need, if we're gonna have a kick hit 1,000 times in 5 minutes, we don't need to be like a with a bass also layered over it. It can just be quick. Hey, Guapo Mikey, appreciate the freaking follow, gang. Let us know
How you doing?
how you doing. I don't know why the alert didn't happen. Usually there's an alert. It's usually E40 going. I'll do it for him. There it is. Appreciate you pulling up on us. I would shorten the kick to K for sure with the transient designer. The mix in general is way too kick and bass focused. The snares and claps feel like washed out afterthoughts, right? We are like, it's like we're fading into snare. Those are other sounds that give us contrast and depth in a drum mix. And I think I have that note here that there's just no depth. The drum mix is lacking depth for the sake of loud boom boom, right? So I think decision making, just philosophy wise with your mixes, I want you to think more about the mid-range. I know you said these were broken headphones. It's like 2 years old. I've been trying to get heard in this stream for a while. Throw it in there, gang. You're good to go. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Yeah, so I think that's the main thing here is making sure that there's other elements besides boom boom going on in this song, right? And you're teetering on the booms being too much, and then they're just happening so often. I think having this like a slightly quieter song than it is now would be fine. And then just putting more mix focus on having good transients and attack. Bro used the 50-cent wired earbuds. Hey, what's wrong with wired headphones, man? Quit hating on wired headphones. All right? Even if it's wired earbuds, it's all good, dude. Because yeah, even the hi-hats are buried in this mix. There's energy in the hi-hats, right? There's energy in the snares. None of that energy is allowed to translate.
We do want to fill our stadium up with our guys.
We're
I know
listening
we have a good draw for people from out of town. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
What's good? Ocean Life Gianni. If you guys don't follow Ocean, you're absolutely asleep at the wheel over here on Twitch. Juno to Mix in the building as well. Also should follow him, gang. Some wonderful engineers over here. I appreciate the raid, man. Hope you had a wonderful stream. I didn't even see you were live. You just snuck in, snuck out. I was looking earlier. I didn't see it. But I do appreciate that Ocean got himself a camera, dude. He's out here on camera now. Out here on camera. Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah. We get to see him now, right? Yeah. Like, welcome in, dude. Wait till you get you a second camera. It gets weird. That second camera gets really, really weird. You know what I mean? When you get a second one and you just have a drink with your entire community. Oh, that I didn't like that. Yeah, I did. Second, you want a third? You want a third one? You want a third camera? What's up? What's up? You want camera 4? Camera 4? No, it's no problem. This is actually still the third camera. It's just another angle. Ooh, landed it. We're trying to get a tech deck sponsorship, dude. It's actually not a tech deck. It's like a fancier joint. I don't know what these are called. This is the fancy deck, dude. I don't know what it's called. Not a tech deck. I got it all wet from whiskey, but yeah, it's It's like it's wood. Real wood, dude. Real bearings and shit. Stop, dude. Stop. Hella fancy. It's too much. That's for sure. That's gonna be merch though. We're gonna sell tech decks someday. I got 2 merch ideas that make no sense for any streamer to be doing. 3 now, actually. One of them's gonna be a tech deck. One of them's gonna be a percussion egg, because every producer should have one of those on deck. And the other one's gonna be a magnet for the back of your car that says "Student driver, please keep your distance," or "Please be patient." Big Jibbah driving school. Those are the best things to have, by the way. If you guys drive, especially if you live in the city, and you don't have a student driver sticker or student driver magnet on the back of your whip, you're fucking tripping. I put one of those on there like 6 months ago. I have not been honked at. No one tailgates, like no one gets behind me whatsoever. I drive with a fucking force field. It's great. So we're definitely going to make those. Those are an absolute jug, dude. It's the best jug ever. Just tell people you suck at doing something and they'll just fucking leave you alone. I want one of those for the fucking grocery store. You know? If I get one of those for the grocery store, like maybe I'll just bring like a blind person's cane into the grocery store with me, and then everyone will just get out of the way. Your ultra blonde hair gives you student vibes. Passability. Psh, ultra blonde hair, it's not blonde, dude, it's gray. But the windows are tinted so they can't see, dude. They can't see. You know what I mean? Even my neighbor asked me the other day, he's like, "What's up with this student driver thing? Who's the student driver?" I was like, "Oh, dude, it's I'm not. I've been driving for a long time." Yeah, it's that platinum, you know what I'm saying? Turning on the dirt option on Supercharger was both a mistake and a blessing. I think it was a mistake on this one, personally. Other things I'm hearing, when we do like quick kicks trick, we do a lot of kicks in a row, right? We do like a... You had that going on like a couple times in this song. But I'm hearing the kick at full voltage every time. I think on those, you got to pick which kick is like the most important, probably that first one. And then like the many that follow it, we got to like just find a way to volume automate the low end down as we do more and more and more of them. So we can still hear the mid-range on that thing, but we don't need to hear that low end. Your limiter's not going to deal with that well, or stacks of limiters are not going to deal with that well. So that's something you should be doing on your quick kicks. Beyond that, I think I just want more control low end. It's a little ear ouching at the moment. Are you using a soft clipper? Probably not. I think this is a perfect application for a soft clipper on the initial kick sound. And maybe even on that bass, just give you a little more control before pushing it through the rest of the mix. And then, yeah, the snare builds that you have in there, just all lacking attack. There's a lot of excitement in those as they build up, and I would use a transient designer to get a little bit more initial attack on those so that we give a shit about the drop coming up. But definitely whole thing a little too boom boom focused, but all in all, it's a solid idea, and I appreciate you sending this through. Myriad Leviathan, y'all.
Thank you.
Ay. That's my Big X the plug right there. Ay. There it is. I'm gonna call him, dude, and see if I can get on a song. If I ever get a Big X the plug feature, I'm just gonna do that the whole time. And be like, damn, why'd you have Big X do that the entire song? I'm like, that was me, actually. He was pissed when I sent it to him. And just me and Big X in the video, just shirts off, and I'll get all the tattoos he has drawn on. Is there a piece of software that you wish existed for audio engineering that doesn't? I don't know. I don't think so, Burner Phone. Not yet. I've been wanting to have a plugin made at some point, but it probably already exists, but I would just want like a simple version of it. But I want to make basically a transient designer with bands, like a transient designer with multiple bands, kind of centered around breakbeats. And I would love if it used some machine learning to maintain attack on things. You can make it. There you go. Yeah, that's like the main one. And then also having 2 different modes where if you wanted to have it be knobs, that's cool. And if you wanted the UI to just be up and down levers, that would be a thing as well. But I think something like that does exist. I just would make like a simple version of it. And make it cheap. Hey, Bay Thick. What's good, Bay? What's going on over there? How you doing, Bay? You're the first person to not try to get me to buy bots on Kick. Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you pulling up on us. Sick name, too.
Ooh, you know it's basic.
In the building, baby. All right, we got Caverns 007. That's his real name. Caverns 007, dude. It's just basically with a lisp. It's just basically with a lisp. Okay, got you. Got you. Oh, basic. It's basic. It's like if Mike Tyson said basic. You'll make it free. There you go. Transient machine learning and heap, and it's got to be band. You got to be able to. It's got to be multi-band burner phone. So we have to be able to dial in the bands. Kith, basic. Yeah, what's up? It's basic. Basically, I just want to go in there and punch him as many times as I can in the face. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Caverns, are you still here, dude? Caverns is leaving every 3 minutes to go on the phone. Yeah, multi-band, but you have to be able to dial in the bands. All right, what I mean by that, if you look at this plugin here, where's it at? Where's it at? Boom. Okay, this plugin right here. This plugin right here, it has regular mode, which the plugin should also have single band mode like this, where it does the entire frequency range. And then multi-band mode, where you can split the frequencies into 3 parts, at least. 3 parts is probably all they need. And then you can set where those 3 parts are, where it starts. So you can make a tiny little band in the middle if you wanted. And you can customize shit like that. That's what I would want. And then ways to solo each band so you can listen to what you're doing. And then also a wet dry, so you could decide how much of that signal you wanted to blend in, or all of it. If you could put a clipper on there too, that'd be insane. But that's kind of the idea. That's kind of the idea. I'm sure it exists. All right, we're up on Caverns. He lives in a cave in Tennessee, and his name is Caverns. I don't know why the 007's there. I think he's a huge James Bond fan. This is called Lil Dave Official, or it's from Lil Dave Official. Solo echo band and wet dry with clipper. Okay, no echoes. It doesn't need echoes, but be able to solo each band. I think that's what you meant to say, each, right? Yeah. Soloable. So Reaper's Diary intro. I'm assuming you made the beat for Lil Dave. Is that what happened here? Let's check this out. God damn, low end.
Yeah. Yeah, she blowing like an AC. Too cold with all this shit, okay, I'm ballin' like I'm Tracy. They always on my dick, okay, I guess that's why they hate me. The Rollers in the town, okay, I guess that's why they pay me. Yeah, this the Reaper Diary. I was down on my motherfucking ass, so these bitches don't bother me. Now that I'm up running up that bread, all of these bitches be calling me. Yeah, they dissing on the net, they got broke mentalities. Yeah, we kicking shit like Johnny Cage, bitch fatality. Bitch, I run out my yacht, I shoot this bitch for fun, yeah. I'm tryna get another ring like Timmy Duncan. I get that fucking pack, I'm flipping onion. I'm running up this bag for my son. And you bitches cannot tie me, I'm the one. One pocket filled with guap, and the other got some switch. Don't be coming to me with bullshit, yeah, you gotta pay that ticket. She get wicked, she put that pussy in my face, I lick it. Yeah, I love that hoe, but hell no, I ain't simping. I got options, bitch, I'm pimp. Bitch, I'm popping perks like candy, okay. Bitch, I swing that Dre like Pakistani, okay. Bitch, I'm venomous, I bite like Randy, okay. I'm fucking from the back, she call me daddy, okay. She blowing like an AC, too cold with all this shit, okay. I'm ballin' like I'm Tracy. They always on my dick, okay, I guess that's why they hate me. The Rollers in the town, okay, I guess that's why they pay me. Yeah, this the Reaper Diary. I was down on my motherfucking ass, so these bitches don't bother me. Now that I'm up running up that bread, all of these bitches be calling me. Yeah, they dissing on the net, they got broke mentalities. Yeah, we kicking shit like Johnny Cage, bitch fatality.
All right, Caverns. Caverns not even here. He fucked off already. How dare you, dude? He said I'll be back in 5 minutes. He's on the phone with his girlfriend. And next thing you know, we're listening to his song. A couple people liked it. I got some problems with it though, man. All right. Here's my problem with it right off the rip. Too much voltage dedicated to low end. All right. Is anyone else hearing that? How the entire song seems to go underwater every time we hit the boom boom? And we hit the boom boom a lot, right? A lot of boom boom going on. And not a whole lot of mid-range focus. But guess where most of the song exists? In the mid-range. All right. If I play this on my iPhone, okay, it's gonna sound like poop. Because it's not going to be, it's going to just have a ducking low end. It's going to sound like the song's going in and out and quieter, louder, quieter, louder. Because you're sending so much, you're telling the speakers, hey, dedicate 90% of your resources to producing, right? And don't worry about everything else. We're just going to the whole song, right? That's great. This was mixed on headphones, for sure. All right? Why are you the top listener? How dare you? Just get the MP3, dog. Listen to it that way. All right. You can use the notes in your phone. You can save it. And that's the best way to go about it. The mid range is ducking because of the boom boom, right? The mid range, both his voice and your snare are leaving the building because the stereo bus or master bus processing is having to process so much voltage on the low end. So we talk about it all the time, right? You win a mix in the mid-range, you lose it in the low end. Or you can lose it in high end if you really fuck up and make a really sibilant mix. But right now you're losing in low end, okay? People are like, oh, I like this because... Would you say you know your headphones well enough that you don't need other headphones or speakers to have the best mix you can? I mean, if your goal is always the best mix you can, you're going to just mix in circles, right? You just want to do the best mix that day. And then you reassess another day, give it a couple days, and then you're probably good to let it go. But I mean, you got Grammy award-winning mixing engineers that, like, look at Andrew Sheps, bro. This guy mixes on fucking $75 Sony headphones. Doesn't give a shit. Just because he knows them. So yeah, definitely if you know your headphones, and you listen to enough music that you know sounds good everywhere, and you know those headphones, you're good to go, man. I don't think you need, like, the best ultimate shit. I heard that, but I don't know if it's true. It is true. It is true. Always do a car test, but cars lie quite a bit, right? Cars can lie quite a bit. The Sony ones people track on right now, they're like the shitty, they're like shittier than that. There it is. Andrew Sheps. Sony headphones. Sony, there it is. There it is. The Sony MDR 705, dude. Let me copy that. I hate AI, dude. Ain't that a bitch?
Hi, it's Von Herzog. I'd like to...
Hey, what's up? I got weird lighting. Okay, moving on. He's talking to the wizard here.
But that makes them sound very bright because there's no mid-range push. These headphones are very bright, but they're not flat. But that's okay. My ears have acclimatized to them, or my brain is acclimatized to the way things sound. So I can absolutely work using these headphones. Any other headphones, I can just listen. I can't
those,
work.
dude.
I don't feel like I know what to do next.
Bro, my boy had these on his, like, Korg Triton back in the day. I hate these. I fucking hate these. I absolutely hate these. This motherfucker's winning Grammys on those, dude. Grammys. Mixing on these shits. They're moving up to 100 because of that interview. Yeah. So definitely you can learn your phones, bro. No problem. Yeah, but these aren't even the shit. These are pretty shitty, to be honest with you. But it's fine. As long as you know what you're working with, you're good to go. Look at this guy. Is he on a green screen? No. That is his background? I don't like... That's weird, man. I can't tell. Bro, if you're on a green screen with, like, a control board behind you, it's so funny. You're old school with the car test. You use those? There you go. There's nothing wrong with those. Love Clarity was good. Do you have any children? I have one. A single 2-year-old girl. 2-year-old baby bird. Indeed. All right, Caverns, do we have anything else for you? Can I be adopted? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Are you expensive? You're probably expensive. We need ROI. Do you have any skills? So yeah, right now this mix has an 808 in it. Okay. And it has a bass sound at the same time. I thought it had 808, a kick, and a bass sound. The more I listen to it, you might not have a kick. It might just be an 808. I'm 17. Just pay for my Neumann mic and for my birthday, and I can make shitty SoundCloud songs. You don't need a fucking Neumann mic for shitty SoundCloud songs, dude. Just go to Guitar Center used. Get a condenser mic. Start there. Appreciate you, Basic. Appreciate you pulling up on us. Have a wonderful night. Appreciate you. So yeah, you might not have a kick in here. It might just be an 808. So you should definitely layer in a punch kick. And then let's apply this rule of one has to win at a time, especially down low. So when the punch kick happens, it ducks that bass sound and it ducks the 808. And then when the 808 happens, it's going to duck that bass sound. And then once the 808's done, then the bass sound can come in. All right, these are all happening within a few milliseconds of each other. But my goodness, if you think you can get away with all three, you're high, dude. It's never going to work. What's your take on ribbon mics? I mean, you wouldn't really need them for much other than like if you're recording like horns or violins, shit like that, and you needed like a lot of them, like an ensemble, that would be fine. But they're expensive, man, and you could really fuck them up. What up, Gavin? You could really fuck them up if you don't know how to care for them. I don't know. I haven't messed with one of those since I was like in college, and that was the school's mic. I was like, I don't even want to fucking rent that thing or touch it, dude. So yeah, Caverns, that's what I got for you, man. Make sure the proper thing is winning down low. Stop making it so bass heavy. Cross-reference mix this with something that doesn't sound like blown out low end. Your mid-range is lacking because you're doing too much down low. I sell mixing course. You build microphones. Burner phone, you're going to have to build us a mic, dude. I want a blue and yellow microphone in the colors of the Big Jibbah stream. That's what I want. Condenser mic. I didn't mix the beat. I just mixed the vocals. I don't know who made the beat, though. That's irrelevant. Okay, that beat comes in, you got to do some surgery if it sounds like that. That beat's fucked up. If that's a 2-track, you need to try to request to get the stems. If you can't get the stems, then you need to do some surgery there. Because it's ruining the mix on the... I can't even comment on the vocals because we're ducking so much of the mid-range. Yeah, or separate them with AI. I'm a nurse, not a surgeon. Hey, you stop self-limiting, bruh. If you understand this shit, you can get there, dog. All right? But yeah, it needs some surgery if this is not your beat. But I appreciate you sharing it, Caverns.
Thank you.
Caverns was OTP at the moment. That means on the potty. All right, we got Viki in the building. J-Dog always supporting. What'd you send, bro? God damn it. What'd you send in, dude? It means on the potty? Yeah, I know it means on the potty. That's cool, man. Wait till the end of this for me. I'm not in this, guaranteed.
Parents' reaction to this, I'll be back. I'm gonna show you my mom's and then my dad's. Dad.
Jesus Christ. Is that Bam Margera's dad?
That was the reaction.
Kevin, what the fuck, dude? But hey, if you notice, my typing and spelling is getting better. I come here just to get bullied. No, you're not getting bullied, dude. Right? Are you getting bullied or are you being sensitive? You know what I mean? There's a difference. There's a big difference, dude. All right? We just want what's best for you, man. If you surround yourself with people that don't tell you the fucking truth, then you won't grow. That's all, man. We don't need to always, like, I got yelled at in the studio constantly. This is you getting yelled at in the studio because you have potential. You just need to walk towards it. and stop avoiding things and self-limiting. It's because we believe in you. That's why we're hard on you. And you're one of the youngest people in here, and we love that. I wish somebody was telling me this shit when I was your age. That's all. Walk club about to go crazy. Yeah, Gavin, my neighbor sent me a fucking Seattle Dads Walk Club. It's just dads and their kids, right? They give the mom the morning off, like once every 2 weeks. I sent it to Gavin. I was like, dude, I think you can fit in the stroller, Gavin. We're pulling up. Me and Gavin, dude. I'm just gonna fucking roll him around, dude. Lean Nooch. What's good, Lean? Appreciate the friggin' follow, Ski. Let us know while you're here. How you doing? How you doing? Also, how you living? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Cook up and be last place in the walk. Dude, we don't care about, it's not like timed. It's not timed, dude. We could plug 2 headphones into a Mac. I'll just bring the OP1. All right, you can just make beats on the OP1 with a little speaker. We'll be vibing, dude. There's a bunch of old rappers in there for sure. Matthew Vega, what's good? What up, King? Keep killing it, G. I appreciate you, gang. Thank you for pulling up on us, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, man. What was... my goodness, dude. That looked like Bam Margera's dad, didn't it? When you're that big, bro, why are you just sitting around with your shirt off?
I'm Bam Margera, and I feel like kicking my dad's ass all day today.
This is exactly who you showed us. Where's he at with his shirt off? Phil with no shirt is hella funny.
Phil, nah. Damn, Phil, that's a pretty good job.
Dude, Phil never has a shirt, dude. Come on, man. Yeah, it's from Jackass. When you're that big, who you care about impressing? No, it's not about impressing anyone, Tom. It's just you're doing permanent damage to everyone else, you know? That's all, dude. Oh, dude, when they dug the ditch for him to roll his fucking shit into, that had me dying, bro. My goodness. Tom, it's not for yourself, bro. It's for everyone else, you know? Like, I'm not going to the pool, taking my shirt off. I'm all set, dude. Hell no. I'm not getting in with a shirt on either. I'll dip a toe. I'm chilling though. Right? I'm sitting near the pool. Near the water. We're good there, dude. Blowing trees with ya. Radio for all. Hell yeah. I like that saying right there. Blowing trees with ya. AKA burner phone. Oh, it's a burner phone again. Hell yeah. Got you. All right, we got Vicky up next. Marisa by Blaff, Remaster Draft 2. And he sent the source as well. Let's check it out. It's a Google Drive, so it's going to take 15 minutes. At least you're not one of those guys that wears a special swim shirt. Hell yeah, dude. I'd rather wear a bikini. I'd rather just straight up Baywatch that shit, you know what I'm saying? Running in slow motion. All right, let's see how long this takes. Play it anyway, it's a virus. Ding, 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 ding. Not bad. Real Nick Shea, have you tried unplugging them and plugging them back in?
Hujan datang menderas saat malam pertama ku jabati tanganmu. Oh, kelip bintang di langit dan jantung yang berdebar. Dua malam berjumpa. ku jabati tanganmu. Oh, kelip bintang di langit dan jantung yang berdebar.
100% Radio for All. It's Indonesian fusion from the 80s, baby. What up, Yusuf? Early raider? From where? Who's out here raiding, dude?
Dalam sanubarimu, Marisa kau Dewi.
Hey.
Pujaan menggugah pesona dalam kedai.
We do want to fill our stadium up with our guys. I know that we have a good draw for people from out of town. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Futuristic and Friends, Big W, appreciate the raid. Hope you had a wonderful stream over there. I popped in earlier. I was listening to some of the submissions over there. If you guys don't follow Futuristic, what are you doing? Cut it out. Get over there, follow him up. Got one of the best cameras I've seen on Twitch. Doing some feedback for people. Very generous with his time and the stuff he's doing over there. Gifting out $1,000 to the best song submitted for the month of October. That's fucking cool. So super dope. Make sure to go follow up over there. Appreciate the raid. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. We're over here. We just listen to people's stuff. Offering feedback. And hey, appreciate the follow as well, gang. Hell yeah. Hi, new friend. Your desktop gives me anxiety. It's a producer's desktop. What you want from me?
You know that's how I roll. Futuristic and Friends. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you, gang. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Q still open? Yeah, it is, Bobby. For a little bit. We're still open for a little bit. Abso-freaking-lutely. You just wiped your PC clean? We don't do all that, dude. We got random shit on here. Just random beats sitting around. You never know when you gotta play shit. You just never know. You gotta just have it ready to rock, dude. You did a Kendrick remix? No, you didn't send that. We doing some New Jack Swing right here, baby. You don't make music? How dare you, monster? Cheers, gang. Oh, that's all ice now. God damn. God damn. All right. We're trying to get Bobby Brown on this. he won't call me back. Motherfucker, dude. Boom, 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 boom. I started hiding on my desktop icons. What's the point? I want to see them all. I want to see them all. You know what I'm saying? I want to see every icon, dude. I don't even care. Somebody, like, what if someone pulls up and it's their birthday? We got to be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? On deck. You know what I mean? So, that break was poison. You ain't lying over there, Radio for All. 100%. All right, well, let's get back into this. This is a remaster here of some Indonesian slappers from our guy Vicky. This is Marisa by Bluff. This is the second round of remaster. We're going to run it back a little bit. Once again, if you guys are not following Futuristic and Friends, get active over there. Make sure to go do that shit. I'll do a shout out while we run the rest of this so that you guys don't have to click off. You can just hit the button. Appreciate it, gang. W. good, Cry Man? Appreciate the follow, gang. Yes, it is still open for a little bit. Absolutely.
Oh, hujan datang menderas saat malam pertama ku jabati tanganmu. Oh, kerlip bintang di langit dan jantung yang berdebar, dua malam berjumpa.
Vicky, what's this song about, bro? I appreciate you, CK Monster.
Dalam sanubarimu, marisa kau Dewi, pujaan menggugah pesona.
100% vibe, 0% understanding. Absolutely. I don't know what you're saying, but I like it.
Di sudut remang rumahmu, hati yang pernah luka kini cerah kembali.
The first night of what?
Dan bunga bersemi di hati bersamamu, Marisa, kau gadis dambaan.
You know? No, I don't. That's why I asked. The first night of your bar mitzvah, first night of your quinceañera, first night of high school, first night of drinking. Elaborate. Could be a lot of things. Your first night in Big Jibbah stream.
Menggugah pesona dalam kedamaian.
Love. You so peaceful over there. You won't even say it. I think we know where he's going with it. Okay, so it's about a sexual encounter. Got it. The first night with a lady laying up with her dude. Hi, I don't know how many skips I have, but surely there's a few. Just waking up, need someone to listen to my music now, making coffee too. W, throw it in there, careless. Appreciate you, gang. Hey, hell yeah, Vicky.
Big Jibbah.
Oh no,
Big Jibbah.
that was the wrong button, but we might as well finish that out. No, this is cool, man. We heard this last stream, and I hear that you've done some work with the vocal. I feel like the vocal's in a better spot now. There's less of that insane kind of reverb on it that was on the original. So yeah, the vocal's in a much better spot. It has more control as well. I still want these drums pulled a little further forward. So I don't know if you can use parallel compression since it's an AI rip on these drums to have like another one in parallel that we're pulling those forward a little more. But before we do that, I really want more control. I really want more control on that tambourine on some of the snares. I'd use a multi-band compressor and kind of dial it in like a de-esser, or you could use a dynamic EQ for that, so that it's kind of ducking whenever we hit that tambourine. That thing is really sharp. I got you covered. Hold on. Cryptic. Hit him with it. Hit him with it. If you ain't got the permissions, let me hit you with the permissions. Yeah. There it is. Okay, yeah, you got that? That's all I'm really hearing, though. Everything else is in a pretty good spot, man. Especially considering the original, which we heard last time. So I appreciate you, gang. Vicky, keep doing your thing, player.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Arr. All right. We got a skip, I believe, right? Yes, we do, from Careless. He's activating the skip. He's using it. After that, we got Little Bread Knife. So we're going to do a skip and run Little Bread Knife. Followed by... Who's after Little Bread Knife? Hamada boy. Hey, appreciate you, Vicky. Appreciate you, man. What is this here? Okay, this is called... All right, well, I'm going to read that. You called this GFSJL semicolon KSJGLH or uppercase IH. Very similar track from yesterday. All right, is this a picture of you, dude? Looking... You got like an airfield? What's going on here? What's the context here? How you got sunglasses on, but you still look like you squinting? You're wearing sunglasses, but the sun's still hurting your eyes. There it is. Yes, Vicky typed the name of the track. Thank you for that. What happened here? How are we still squinting? These sunglasses ain't working? DJ Tiesto type pick. Okay. All right. Let's check it out, dude. Formant. Again, deep house, baby. We're talking second story basement house. Solidarity. You want me to break this right now for you? Just so we can feel bad together. There's nothing left in this though. Yes, break it. My wife will kill me, dude. If you're on the floor looking it up, you need help. Hell yeah, dude. Abso-freaking-lutely careless. I see where you're going with this. Those Foreman vocals are always fun, dude. I'm into that. Only a couple things I'm hearing. I think I just want more depth in this mix. Like, I really like what we're doing creatively here. I like the sound selection. Ooh, building that plugin right now? Stop, dude. All right, we're gonna call it the Big Jibbah, the Bandient Designer. That's what we'll call it. The Bandient Designer, because it's a transient designer, but you can separate it into multi-bands. Maybe the multi-bandient designer. That's what we're calling it, something like that. But taking the word transient and bands and combining it, that'd be fire, dude. I want a little more attack on this clap, for sure. That didn't feel as exciting as it should have. Yeah, Bandient Designer. That's kind of fire. I think that might work. Big Jibbah's Bandient Designer? The Big Jabandient Designer? No, I don't know. I'll find a way to make it ridiculous. But Bandient Designer as a placeholder is great. I want way less reverb on melodic elements here to give us more depth in this mix. All right? Loud, quiet. That's great. But if it's just loud and then we never get rid of it, it doesn't have as much depth in my opinion. I think we're overdoing the reverb. A lot of things have a lot of verb on them and everything's kind of blending together. And it just kind of gets crowded. So, but like I said, there's really good creative ideas on this. I think just doing a little less and letting things feel a little more up close and personal would benefit this for sure. Yep, it will indeed. And then saturation on some of the melodic elements needs a little more control. I know you've been playing around with a new saturator of some sort. It just feels it's a little bit ear fatiguing on some sections. So maybe either backing off of some of that, or if you love the tone you're getting out of that, maybe incorporating some kind of soft clipper or multi-band compressor or dynamic EQ to control some of the resonant, ouchies that go on in there. Usually in that 1K to 4K range. But Cry Man, let's have a moment of silence. Dropped his freaking Crown Royal bottle on the hardwood floor and it shattered. Whole room smells like whiskey and peach. The low key might be an improvement from how it smelled before. We don't know, but still unfortunate. We feel for you, dude. But that's all I got for you, Careless. This is fire though. We like this. I like this lane you're going down. These are cool, man. A little more dirt on these is nice. I think making sure the groove still cuts through. The shit that makes your head move back and forth is still the most important. And it felt like the clap and the kick were kind of getting buried in all the crazy melodic stuff going on. But everything in here is cool. I think you need to bring the right things forward, and you're off to the races, man. I appreciate you, gang.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who? Hit him with a who. A little bit of that who. All right, is Little Bread Knife in the building? I haven't seen Little Bread Knife talking mess to us here in a second. Little Bread Knife, let us know something. Hamada Boy, are we in the building? Oh, Eugen, are we in the building? Is anybody in the line in the building? There's Hamada Boy. Scene. We still got Little Bread Knife going once, going twice. 480 Gamers in the building. 480 Gamer, what's your name in here? There you are. I see you. All right. It seems like we may not have Little Bread Knife. There he is. Bang. We do got him. W, gang. Let's run it up. Little Bread Knife trap sampler. 001.
You're pretty tough.
All right, a little bread knife. A little bread knife. All right. This, I mean, I don't even know what I just heard, bro. I thought it was gonna go somewhere, and then it just kept getting random. So I don't even know how to classify this. Hip hop rap, it is not. It is not. Hip hop rap is centered around like a 4 or 8 bar loop that's repeated, and we understand what's coming next with some vocals on it. This is I don't even know how to classify this, right? I mean, genre set aside, there's some mixing things that, you know, I probably would have changed. Stylistically, though, I don't know what you're going for, right? I mean, we could read a little bit about this here. This is a visceral and unapologetic exploration of the darker corners of human nature, delivered with a brutal honesty that will undoubtedly offend some listeners while provoking intense thought in others. Through a caustic blend of raw industrial beats, dissonant jazz arrangements M, abrasive spoken word, 5 cookies in the microwave dissects societal hypocrisies, challenges conventional morality, and confronts uncomfortable truths. All right, well, there's our first piece of feedback. There's an extra M there in the description. Typo. We can fix that. It's a quick fix. Beyond that, all I got for you, I would love a more defined groove, but I understand that's not what you're going for. You're going for chaos here. You've achieved chaos. All right, I'll give you that. This is polarizing. No matter what, anybody hears this, they'll say, I hated that or I love that. Not many people will be like, that was cool. They'll either hate this or love this. So that's good that happened. It forces a reaction. We can't hear that and not have something to say about it. You know, it's so random though that a lot of people will be like, what the fuck is happening? Like if I'm playing this in the whip, no context, with like somebody with me, I feel like I'm getting judged, right? Like if I had the windows down at the stoplight and this is going on, what? There's some cool elements here, some cool like sound design choices. I don't love how wide everything is, right? All the drum elements are spread very wide. I think I'd have things a little bit more monoed out for like whatever that like metal clang that's taking the place of your snare. You know, that should probably be a little more centered. The kick feels super wide as well, which it kind of pulls away from some of the actual attack and punch you could have on a song like this. I feel like this might need a visual to make a little more sense, just because it seems like things happen out of nowhere. This feels like I'm looking for sounds when I'm making beats. That's the vibe I get for this. This is dead ass what it feels like if I'm working on something and I'm just trying to find the sounds that I'm about to use. Like it's like I'm browsing, you know what I'm saying? This has browsing vibes. This is like low-key browsing music, right? Only producers will get this, but it just feels like we're going through. It feels like we're going through, and we're just. It's got a little bit of that vibe, right? Right now, especially this section. So yeah, I mean, I wish it also had a little more control. I think you can definitely, even if you're doing crazy sound effects, we could still have buses for things so that it doesn't feel like we're getting, you know, slapped in the forehead with some sounds, while others we have to kind of lean in to understand what's going on there. That also might be part of your style though. I'm not like knocking the style. I just think as an audio engineer, I'd probably try to get a little more control of the percussive elements on a drum bus. This would be a perfect use case for a soft clipper. For a lot of the kind of aggressive sounds you're using. But you know, man, don't be discouraged by anything that I say. It doesn't matter. You didn't make this for me, right? You didn't make this for me. I think anybody who doesn't like what you're doing, you can pull up the LaFear video. Right? This one, The Secret. And I really need to make this a drop on here. But LaFear has a great quote in this video. Where's the video at? It's probably on LaFear's page. Yeah, it's definitely on here. The Secret.
But if you don't,
Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Where's the actual video? The Secret. There's a quote in here that I think is appropriate.
I'll shove a fucking tree bark up your mama ass.
Not that one. Not that
I
quote.
hope you like my video, but if you don't, really, fuck you.
Maybe that one.
LaFear, bitch. Who the fuck you think he was? This is LaFear, aka Dirty Black. If you don't like my music, then you a bitch.
There it is. If you don't like my music, then you a bitch. You can definitely say that to people, because people won't like this sometimes.
AKA Dirty Black. If you don't like my music, then you a bitch.
That's what you tell them, right? Just keep doing what you do. If you like doing it, fucking do that. But it won't be just understand what you're making won't be for everybody, because it doesn't fall within the target zone of what we expect to hear, especially when you label it as hip hop and rap. But I'm not mad at you.
We do want to fill our stadium up with our guys. I know that we have a good draw for people from out of town. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
This is a Raiders of the Lost Ark stream over here, dude. That's our third raid. Appreciate you, Lemoff 710. Sorry I didn't get back to you, man, on the Discord. I just started streaming when I saw your message, but I appreciate you, gang. Thank you so much for sending the party over here. Oopsie, whoopsie, ooh woo. Appreciate the follow, Oopsie. Let us know.
How you doing?
How you doing? Lemoff, hope you had a wonderful stream over there. If you guys don't follow Lemoff 710, the 710 stands for oil. All right? Make sure to go follow him. Make sure to go follow him. Does music reviews, makes some dope shit himself. It's a vibe. He's got a really cool streaming setup as well. A lot of fun over there. So make sure to go follow him up. Appreciate you, gang. Oopsie whoopsie. What's good with you? What's good with you? Yeah. If you want to submit, get in there. We're about to close this queue very, very soon. But that's all I got for you right now on this joint, Little Bread Knife. And we want to hear more from you going forward. This is very different, and I don't want to discourage you from doing what you love to do and making it different. I think that if you keep sending me stuff, I'm going to show you ways to make things a little more palatable for people that aren't into this style of shit, which may help you pull fans from other areas, which is never a bad idea. It's never a bad thing, but you'll still do what you like to do because it's you, and I can't tell you anything you're doing is wrong. It just wasn't expected, but it's cool that you're doing that, and I respect it. Appreciate you, gang. Thank you for sending this through.
Thank you.
Doom, 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 doom. That was Little Bread Knife, y'all. All right, we got Hamada Boy. Finish this shit. All right, let's see what it sounds like finished. Straight finished, homie. Boom. Boom. Is this it right here? Afret? Am I tripping? Is that what everyone? Yeah, that's it. Afret. This is Afret from Hamada Boy. Let's check it out. And I'm about to close the queue, gang. We got enough people in here. If you're in the chat and you're about to send, you're good to go. I'm just writing this message everywhere. Sus verify. I'll verify. I'll push you through. Boom, boom. It's just asking for a phone number because we got raided by some terrible stuff at one point. And we have people that are not 18 in the Discord. So I had to do my due diligence. It's not sus. It's just making sure that if you write some crazy shit in there, we can report you to the FBI. That's all. It really wasn't. It wasn't the not safe for work stuff, right? It was the gore. People were sending gore, and that's not good. Hey, Rack himself, what's good? Appreciate the freaking follow. Let us know.
How you doing?
Golly, the real estate cowboy with the 5 gifted. What's good, player? Gifted over to Vicky, Juno the Mix, Cryman127, Little Bread Knife. Dude, those went to some wonderful folks right there. Those went to some wonderful folks right there. Appreciate you, gang. The real estate cowboy in the building.
Real estate cowboy.
Hell yeah, dude.
Big Jibbah.
Yeah, you're good, Oopsie. You're good to throw it in there. Don't worry about the message in there. Hell yeah, appreciate you, real estate. How you living, dude? How you living, dude? Hell yeah, those hit all good people right there. That's a big W. Big W. Thank you, man. The 5 gifted. Big time, baby. Big time. Hold on, let me close this queue.
Big Jibbah.
I don't know why it's not running the Dave Chappelle. It's gonna come right now. You broke the stream. You always break the stream. Watch it break it, dude.
Big Jibbah.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5.
Anything you say, fifth. Hey, XS Quasar. Hello, I'm a beginner. Well, welcome in. You're gonna learn some stuff if you ask questions in here, and if you join the Discord especially and ask questions in there, you'll learn a lot. It's linked in the description of the YouTube stream. Feel free to join that Discord. You will enjoy yourself in there. If you have trouble getting verified, just let me know. Broken. Hey, I appreciate you, real estate. How you living, dude? If you got a vibe you want us to catch, feel free, man. You know what it is. You know what it is. We got one more we're gonna run here. Real good. And if anybody just caught a gifted there, excuse me. If you just caught a gifted there and you've never had a sub to the channel, you now have the Big Jibbah sub sample pack. So let me know if you don't have permissions to grab that. If you don't have your Twitch linked to your Discord, it won't do it for you. So I can do that. I can manually push that through so you'll be able to download the Big Jibbah sub sample pack because of the real estate cowboy, the man, the myth, the legend, the
Real estate cowboy.
He paid for it for you. So that is yours to grab. If you're a producer or you have a friend that makes beats, you have my go ahead to send that off to somebody. You could even send it off to XS Quasar over there. If he joins the Discord. Quasar, if you join the Discord, I'll give you this sample pack, goddammit. There it is. There it is. Alright. Single, sober, and successful, dude. I see what you did there. That's like successful, but with sex. That's crazy work. Crazy work. You join any submitted? Alright, word. Word. Which one are you? Which one are you, Quasar? I'm celibate. Okay, yeah, that's the way to go, dude. That's the way to go. Quasar, who are you in here, dude? Boom, 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 boom. Winning. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, well, speaking of winning, we got Eugen up next with Odyssey Z, work in progress. Your name is Him for Him. Going to bed off to Vegas tomorrow. Well, hey, have a wonderful and safe trip. I appreciate you, gang. The man, the myth, the legend, the
Real estate cowboy.
We appreciate you, dude. Have a good trip. Say what's good to your bro down there, too. From me. Hell yeah. And I appreciate the 5 gifted, dude, pulling up on us, man. Big tourney, 1 million. Let's go win that shit. Go win that shit, bro. Go get that W. Buy a building, dude. Know what I'm saying? Oh, I see Quasar right here. Boom, there you go. I need a lot of advice. There you go, Quasar. You got the sub sample pack. So if you watch this right here, you'll be able to have access to it. You go over here to sub samples, click on that. That'll give you the link. You can download the Big Jibbah sub sample pack right there. Said, bro, the fuck you doing? 3i Atlas just made contact with the Japan Space Agency. There it is. There it is, dude. It's pronounced Odysseus, dude. What? You got the template for the VST done? Dude, share it in the Discord. What you got going on over there? You're buying 3 right now? You crazy. You crazy with it. Robert, you're capping, dude. There's no 3i Atlas news. Nope. Nope. Nothing new about 3i Atlas, dude. Nothing new. Hey, appreciate your real estate. Have a good trip, man. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. We love you, man. Boom, 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 boom. Gotcha. Yeah, you cut it out, Robert. You cut it out, dude. You cut it out, you maniac, dude. All right, here we go. We got Eugen, aka Ayotti. And this is Odyssey. Z, work in progress. Oh yeah, we downloaded your shit. I'm tripping. A fret. That's what we're on. We're on a fret. Then we got all those. Yeah, I'm tripping. Here we go. Okay, we got Hamada Boy. A fret. I'm sorry, G. Appreciate you, Radio for All. It's the Windows visualizer.
فنانين راس السنة متجمعين جوا لوبي ياسين مليان في حبة بوسيز نشوف بنعمل فيها وصولي الفيزا في جيبي سالة تيكت بس هيكون حبة من المولد ديزي جمع شلة بولي سلسلتي حدنا سكوب اللوزي سال عين كاسي فيه عفاريت في الباك سيت ديزي جاب كام ستانلي سال عين كاسي فيه عفاريت في الباك سيت ديزي جاب كام ستانلي طوف طيارة وانا البايلوت ولا شوي بنغرق فايل اخد بف من البايب وراسي عالي برا السايح طوف تيم تو ما مايند بس تيم في الرايق كل حاجة انتو ما مايند كل حاجة انتو ما مايند كتير ناس عايشة في عصر ما قبل اغاني دي في دي مالنا كتير وقالوا سايقين فهمني حبة بس وكيبي ريزي بيتش كواكب تجمع على اللي بيبليز ميكس الكوكب لف بضرب الجيل فن بعلى في اللي ديروا ايد فنانين راس السنة متجمعين جوا لوبي ياسين مليان في حبة بوسيز نشوف بنعمل فيها وصول الفيزا في جيبي سالة تيكت بس هيكون حبة من المولد ديزي جمع شلة بولي سلسلتي حدنا سكوب اللوزي سال عين كاسي فيه عفاريت في الباك سيت ديزي جاب كام ستانلي سال عين كاسي فيه عفاريت في الباك سيت ديزي جاب كام ستانلي حد الصعب ديوتي وانا حبك موفي خلو راسي القاع دوسي انا تحت القاع فلوسي تخصص راسي فراح شكوزي واجي اردد
Dizzy Gap Stanley.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. So I know we heard this last stream, right? You thought it was a bit oldie? Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the big slowdowns at the end of songs. But I mean, to each their own, right? A lot of people be doing it. So I can't knock it really. You're using FL Studio, Cubase, BandLab. There you go. Yeah, I used to use Cakewalk back in like 2003, which BandLab is a break off of Cakewalk. But yeah, FL Studio is fine. I used to use Cubase as well back in like 2005, 2006. Then I switched to Reason, and then I was using Reason and Pro Tools, and then I was using Machine and Pro Tools, and then I was using eventually Ableton. But for a while I was also on just hardware. So This is what your friend sent you. This did the mix and mastering. The last one was shit. Okay, got you. Bobby says, FL gang, baby. Yeah, okay, I remember because you said your buddy was going to mix it and touch it up. So yeah, this one has much more, the kick has more weight in the mix and sounds much better than last time. It's also a little more up the middle. I think there was a problem on the last one. The ending has some weird high-mid resonance on the ooh lines. On the slowed down ending, I would try to curb some of that. It's kind of harsh at the very end when we pitch shift it down. I still wish we had a more clean vocal signal up the middle of the mix and we did more of these effects on your vocal in parallel. Same shit we talked about last time you sent it in. I don't mind having like a phased out vocal sound, but for like a lead vocal, the whole song, I would love to have a little bit more of like just your tuned vocal mono up the middle, with a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay. And then we blend in that kind of phaser sound. So we have like a separate fader for it and have it kind of spread out wide. It's going to give you just a cleaner signal. It's going to make you feel like you're centered in the middle of the mix. And then we have that texture there to support. It's still going to give you that vibe, but it's going to just have so much more intelligibility. It's going to be easier to understand what you're saying. I mean, you're not even speaking English on this, but I feel like if I did speak your language, I'd probably connect with it more if you had a more of a centered lead vocal with these effects on the vocal in parallel. Because I'm not mad at the sound of the effects. That's fine. But just kind of think of what those effects take away from that vocal performance, and it removes some of the punchiness, the attack, some of the human vulnerability in the middle of your mix that should be there. Like if you perform this live, you're not going to have all that shit on your vocal. And thinking of it that way, I do wish that we had more of you, just a more natural vocal sound up the middle, and all this stuff blended in. But all in all, man, it's a cool track. And this is definitely in a better spot than the version you sent yesterday. So W's for that. And I appreciate you sending this, gang. Hamada boy.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. And where you at? You're in Egypt? Am I remembering that correctly? Or am I tripping? Was it Egypt or Algeria? Wasn't it one of the two? Egypt? Yeah, shout out to Egypt, man. Hell yeah. W, gang. Man, I want to go someday just to see the pyramids, but I've heard if you look like me, people just try to scam me. I seen the pyramids in like outside of Mexico City, and that shit was crazy. Yeah, Egypt, Yusuf's from Algeria, all loved it there. Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. But man, yeah, there's some areas in Egypt that looks beautiful. Shit's crazy. Shit is crazy. All right, now we're up to Eugen. Sorry about that. I got ahead of myself here. All right, here we go. This is Eugen with Odyssey. He says it's Odysseus, but it says Odyssey Z. Okay. Skip me for now, Jibbah, on an important call. I'll come back. Okay, no worries. Come to Egypt, please. All right. Maybe one of these years, I'm gonna pull up, dude. I'm gonna pull up. I already had this pulled up. I'm tripping. All right, let's hear this from Eugen, aka Ayodi. Sony Vegas gang, what up? Sony Vegas, is that like a video editing thing? It sounds familiar. Yep, I used that back in school. I used that once. I make all my beats in DaVinci Resolve, dude. Straight up. 5-minute beat. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be like that. If you're writing to it, that's okay. Just because people have a 2-minute attention span, we don't have to cater to them. Really, 90 seconds is Gen Z's attention span right now. Yeah, man. All right. Well, first of all, this can get a lot louder. I think you already know that, so I didn't even write that note down. But I do have some notes for you, man. It's a cool idea. You know, I think if the plan is to get a rapper on this, it's definitely gonna end up being shorter. I'm not mad at like the writing version like this to be 5 minutes, but you know, probably a 3.5 minute tops for a vibe like this. But it always depends on whatever people actually write to it, if the plan is to get a writer on it. I want a more defined punch kick on here, right? I want something that has a little bit more of a sharper transient. I feel like it's missing something like that, or that. Really cutting through the mix, and being sidechained through that 808. I would definitely split this 808 into 2 parts. I'd have 2 versions of the 808. I would have a 150 hertz and down version, using an EQ with an aggressive roll off. I'm rolling off everything above 150 hertz on one version, and I'm rolling off everything below 150 hertz on the other version. The version with 150 hertz and down, I'm going to put a plugin on there to make it mono, and I'm going to try to lift that up and control that the dynamics more with a single band limiter, maybe 2 of them just barely touching the signal. If that doesn't work, you could also use like a low high compressor if it's pretty dynamic down there. But just having a much more wrestled and controlled tiger when it comes to the sub is going to help you understand kind of how loud you can get this, and where it can really go. On top of that, with the 150 hertz and up, I'm probably using some kind of buzz distortion on just the 150 hertz and up, and I can also do some kind of spreader on it, introducing phase intentionally, because we've already monoed out like the meat and potatoes of this joint down low. This other shit will just be ear candy. So once we get like a buzz distortion that's going to carry that note through the mix, that way I can hear the 808. Even on like a little speaker, I can hear that carrying through the mix. And then we can take that, we can spread it wide with a spreader. And then we have that monoed out low end. Then we have a wide sort of buzz distortioned 150 hertz and up. And now all of a sudden you have this huge 808, but really it's like a small controlled 808 down low. And then we're just doing some ear candy. What's a spreader? Okay. A spreader. Example of a spreader. Let's show you a spreader here. If I take this bass sound, right? That already has one on it, and that's probably not the best example. Let's use one here. Okay, a spreader is how you create more stereo width. I like using the Waves PS22 spread stereo. So we have it deactivated. Now we activate it. I'm sure there's plenty of free spreaders, yeah, for sure. It changes the phase while allowing you to also change the width. And you can hear as we move through the different presets how it kind of changes the sound. It just kind of pushes it out wider in the mix. I'll turn it off. Turn it back on. Then you can move through the different presets. Some of them, these little martini glass ones, they're keeping the low end mono, so both left and right is going to be the same. And then once it gets above a certain one, it moves out. You mono the master a little, I wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that. You're on FL, it has a stock spreader plugin, there you go. Account deleted, what's good? He said, I'm a ghost today. Look at you. So yeah, that's useful for like the 808s, doing that, like just the mid-range and high end. I would never do anything like that on the low end of an 808, because we really want to keep. Hey, I'm a ghost. How did you see my message? Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, I gotta play along. My bad. I might layer in a quick mono trap snare to anchor this drum groove a little more as well, like some simple shit like that. You have that kind of white noise clap on it, and it's kind of a longer sound. And if you want to just use that, I'd probably have a little more body to that sound, so a little bit like a wide bell EQ boost, a couple dB, somewhere in that 180 to 400 range. And I'm also looking to add more attack with a transient designer, or I'm just adding in a monoed out nice attack snare that can have some body on it as well. Beyond that, I would use less reverb on the drums for sure, and probably less reverb on the melodic elements as well. Probably less reverb on the melodic elements. If we just never hear things go away, it just makes the mix feel crowded. And right now it feels kind of crowded. And I think if you want to get this louder, you're going to want a little more control of things. And it's just going to sound more dynamic if we have things kind of feel like they're dropping to zero more often. And then you have that rim shot that kind of does those kind of in-betweens. And I would, if you're in FL, I would love for you to learn how to use a soft clipper for rim shots. I don't know if I have a good example of this that I can pull up right here. Probably not. Let me see. We could find a rim shot thing here. Can we get a rim shot loop? Splice. Rim shot. Hey, rim shot. I want one that's like really annoying. This other one's kind of annoying. You can use that, okay, for an example. Where is it at? Right here. Okay, so if we listen to this on its own, it's going to be annoying. Okay, it's really sharp, right? Kind of jarring. So what I would do is use the Fruity Clipper, which you should have if you're an FL. For me, I use the Fruity Clipper emulator, which is Orange Clip. And especially on a sound that's not like the main, it's not the main snare, it's kind of an in-between snare. You just soft clip the living fuck out of it. And if you could blend it in wet dry, I don't know all the parameters you have, but you can see this is doing only 0.3 dB of clipping. But we're gonna clip the fuck out of this until we feel like we have control of that transient, and it stops making us blink. We're still hearing the attack, but it's gonna stop making us blink and be kind of annoying. And then you kind of bring it up until you're still getting the vibe you want while having a little more control. Like right there can do it for me. And then I can add a little bit of a reverb to that. Right. Now if I were to bypass this, hear how sharp that is? Then we just soft clip it. All you're doing is cutting the tops and bottoms of that transient, that waveform, while still getting that attack. It adds a little saturation. If you don't like that, you can back off. There's fully dry. You kind of blend it in. But that'll give you so much more mix control, and you can have things feel like they're louder, more in your face, without people being like, God, that fucking, I can't come back and listen to this a bunch because that sound hurts, right? So that's one way to get a little more control, and definitely should be part of your arsenal especially if you're in FL when you have that Fruity Clipper to be using. So that is a good one for you right there. Yeah, I think that's That's about it. That's all I got for you, man. That's it right there. Appreciate you, gang. Eugen.
Thank you.
And good to see you again, man. Hope you're doing well over there in the UK. In the UK. 480 gamers in an ad, dude. Shit. How dare you be in an ad? How dare you? How dare you? All right, up next, who do we got? Constantine said he was taking some time. He'll let us know when he's back in the building. 480 Gamer, you still in an ad? Or are you here? We're going to pull it up anyways. I think he's out of the ad break. Says the ad break's over. Let's check it out. What'd you do on this one, 480 Gamer? Let us know something. P's and Q's, unfinished. Straight out of Band Lab. FOE 80. Let us know what you did on this one.
I stay on my P's and Q's all day. I stay on my P's and
Vocals?
Q's all day. Yeah. Stay on my P's and Q's. Stay on my P's and Q's. Stay on my P's and Q's. I stay on my P's and Q's. Yeah. Passion in my pen when I pass in the pain. Problems possible, priority is to pray. Can't complain, seen so much pain. Never come placement, plain for the pay. Not for the praise, pray I get paid. Stay on my P's and Q's, even at home plate. They question my quest, started with a QP. At the QT, quarterback in the queso. With my amigos like Takeoff Quavo. Sipping Jose Cuervo, hustling, making peso. Quick, yo, gotta stay really equipped. Can't quit the road or you'll be lost in the abyss. Equivalent to reincarnating through Aquarius. It's like we still stuck in a big aquarium. Yeah, it's like we still stuck in a big aquarium. Feeling like a fish out the water. Yo, but I stay on my P's and Q's. Feeling like a fish out of the water. But I'm still up on my P's and Q's. Feeling like a fish out of water. But I'm still staying on my P's and Q's. Water, but I'm still up on my P's and Q's. Apply pressure, oppressors wanna suppress us, got them pressed up. Doomsday prepper with the pressure, it's a pleasure. Stay on cue, barbecue, barbacoa, it's old news. They quote us, victim to the police's quota. So I gotta go hard like it's fourth quarter. Stay on point like the Q-tip with the soda.
All right. I can see why you like this beat. There's other elements of this beat that are not doing you any favors, right? But I can see like the vibe. I understand why you went for this one. But my goodness, it's got some issues with the it just has no high harmonics on it. It's like they use some kind of, it's almost like an AI beat almost, because it doesn't have any of those harmonics up above that 16K range. So I don't know if they did something weird with how they mix that, but it just sounds funny. But I'd love to know what's your recording situation, right? I feel like this feels like we wrap this on like a headset microphone. If that's the case, I would love to know what's going on, because it's not dealing with plosives very well. That's the poppy P sounds that we get. I'm hearing all kinds of plosives issues. I think that hip hop is a most popular genre. There are so many hip hop songs on Discord. You're very right about that. It is very popular for sure. Most people get into music because young people like hip hop, and when young people get into music, they want to make some shit they're into, which is fine. That's how I started. I was listening to a ton of hip hop records, and jazz and funk, and then 90s R&B. $100 vocal mic, Scarlett interface. Okay, so what are we doing then with our vocal chain? And how close to this microphone are we getting?
In the pain, problems possible, priority is to pray.
So maybe, okay, so you're doing some kind of, there's some sort of filter on your vocal that's causing the P's to feel like they're saturating. They're like almost digitally bit crushing them. So whatever you're doing there, I'm not a fan of. I would love to have a more sort of natural vocal tone on this, because you are getting some plosives issues. Some of it could just be being too close to the mic when you're recording. If you're going to do vocals that have this much sort of percussive value to them, right? Plosives, instead of being right here, plosives. This mic can handle that kind of shit pretty well, but a lot of mics can't. So giving it a little bit more distance, letting your vocal travel through air a little bit more, and just kind of treating the area you're recording in can help you quite a bit with those kind of issues. But yeah, whatever you're doing on the vocal chain is odd, because we're getting rid of like the main part of your vocal. Like the low mids are very important in this style of music. And this has a very different mix on it. Boys, sausage and oats or steak and egg? Go steak and eggs. Steak and eggs. Let's go with steak and eggs. You could also do sausage and eggs if you wanted, but whichever one doesn't have the oats involved, that's what I'd go with. Right now there's like a vocal delay that sounds like you're hearing the entire vocal that you just did come right back to us. And I don't think it's not adding depth to me. Bro said fuck oats. Yeah, straight up. They just inflame people. They don't know it. It's distracting from your lead vocal, and I think you'd be better served just using reverb. And if you wanted to have that delay, I would put an EQ on after that delay that's going to roll off the high end, so that we're only hearing like a woofiness of that vocal instead of hearing like every single word come back to us just the same as we just heard it. It's just kind of making it crowded, and it's pulling away focus from your main vocal. So keep that in mind. More low mids on your lead vocal instead of rolling all that off. I don't love whatever plugin is on there to make you sound like you're on the phone. I don't mind if you're doing that for like the talking parts, but when we do that on the actual verses, I would love to have more of a natural human tone, because you have a cool voice, and you're spitting bars on here, which is nice. I just wish that it had a little bit more of that natural tone to it. I think I'd lean in on that and showcase more of the vulnerability and more of your natural tone. The bass line is out of key on some of the verse sections, which is kind of out of your control, but that is a little odd and off-putting that they hit the wrong note. A couple of accidentals in there. Around like the minute and some change mark, there's a few lines where we run into rapper time, where your timing is a little bit early. And to combat that, sometimes if you hear a phrase back after you record it, and you're like, man, I nailed that, I just feel like it might be a little bit early, just grab that shit and move it over a little bit. Just a couple milliseconds. right? Just move it over just slightly and hit play and see how that feels. Just learn how to nudge things around in your DAW. And some of the best rappers in the world do that shit all day. It's fine. It's part of making good songs, is kind of honing in on that timing. People like when a rapper's either right on time or a little late on beat. And most of this, you're right on time or a little late on the beat and comfortable. But there are a few phrases through the middle and the back end where it felt a little bit early. So that's why that note's here. Song structure. I would love for this to have like a more defined hook and verses. I feel like the whole thing was just kind of freestyle style verses. You know, maybe it's that kind of song, that's fine. But I would, if I was your engineer or producer, I'd be pushing you to try to write things to have more structure, to have, give us defined 16 bar verses, 8 bar hooks, 16 bar verses, 8 bar hooks. You're gonna pull more fans that way because people like things with more structure. They don't know that they like that, but they do. And then finding ways to separate sonically what your verses sound like from what your hooks sound like. That's as easy sometimes as having a lead vocal for your verse, and then on the hook has a lead vocal as well, but then has a unison left and unison right to kind of beef that up. So the only time we hear 3 of you doing the same thing, that's on the hook. And they'll know that's the hook because they're hearing multiple versions of you at the same time. So something to think about for future songs. And then I would definitely layer kicks and snares over this beat to give us more parameters in the mix, because it's kind of lacking right now in the beat mix, and that's not your fault, but that's something you could do even if you're just a vocalist. Learning how to layer in your own samples to kind of beef up mixes and make things hit a little harder is really a very OP way to go about it. It's nice when you get down with that and figure out how that works. So that's what I got for you, man. I appreciate you sending this through. Absolutely. 480 Gamer. Appreciate you, gang. We want to hear more from you in the future, man.
Thank you.
Got those bars. You should link with some producers out here too in this Discord, so you can get some stems, get some track outs. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bit more freedom with what you can do with the beats. Absolutely. All right. Looks like we got our guy Quasar. Listen to Him for Him demo by XS Quasar. Your explanations are stupendous. What's up, Sawyer? How you doing, dude? How you doing, dude? All right, this is Him for Him demo. Just a beginner. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. All right. As a beginner, this is cool, man. I know exactly what you're going for here. I think it's just a matter of making sure that we'll talk a little more about like overarching mix philosophy things, because you've got some good musicality here, right? The programming's pretty cool. I just feel like the right elements aren't pulled forward to make us really feel and translate that creative energy over to your listener on first listen. There's a lot of harshness going on here and a lot of the wrong things pulled forward. So we'll talk a little bit about that. First thing I'm hearing is a ton of high mid resonance in the melodic elements. It really kicks in around the 1 minute mark and just keeps coming at us, right? High mid resonance is going to be problematic frequencies that start to really build up and resonate in that like somewhere between 800 hertz up to like 4,000 hertz. And you know, usually to curb that, I'm doing that by building buses. And on these buses, I'm going to have catches for problems like that. So real quick, we're going to take a look at my Ableton setup. I'm not saying you have to do this exact type of thing, but I think one of the first things you should do is learn how to make a template, and make a template that every time you open a new session in Ableton, it has this template ready to go. So you're already mixing in and you're producing and making things into limiters, into compression, right? You're working with things that you know are going to sound cool when it's time to get them louder, because you have all these catches and ways of making things louder. So right now, for me, I have my session set up like this in Ableton. Okay, I have my kicks and my snares and any other drum sounds at the very top. Okay, all of these go into a channel that I use for saturation, which you don't need to do. That's kind of advanced for now. But all those should be going into a drum bus. Okay, so you can make stereo channels. You can take these stereo channels and you can make them have no input, and you can make them in monitor channels like this. This is how you make buses in the old Ableton. And I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see that on YouTube. Let me move this over so you can see it on YouTube. There you go. So you have stuff like this drum bus channel. You're giving it no input and you're making an input monitor. What's up? Nothing to do. How you doing? And we are giving it a name. So you're calling it drum bus. And then you're taking all your channels that are going to go to drum bus. You're highlighting them all at the same time. Control or holding shift, clicking on them. You're setting the output to go to drum bus. So any sound that you had selected there will then go through this channel. And you're using this channel to kind of glue and mesh these elements together. And that's what's missing, is the glue to kind of pull things together and raise the sound ceiling on it. When I get in here, I use one plugin for this that does a lot of my tricks. I'm using the Orion drum bus joint. You don't need this, but this is great for adding in saturation, adding in low frequency harmonics, adding in compression, which will help you glue things together, parallel compression, which will help you really pull the drums forward as a whole and also glue them together a little more. Harmonic EQ, which can add little boosts that are kind of nice and not the same as just adding a regular EQ. And then these are parallel channels to add extra grit and texture onto the drums. But you know, it's kind of advanced stuff there. But you can use the drum bus plugin in Ableton, and along with like the glue compressor. And there's plenty of tutorials online about how to go about building a drum bus in Ableton, and just in general. Start with a drum bus. Once you understand how to build a drum bus, you'll then be able to take that knowledge on to build the next bus, which would be, you'd have your bass sounds. Those bass sounds go into a bass bus. A bass bus can be as simple as just a single band limiter if you want. You could have your favorite bass compressor. I have two limiters on mine, and I can choose if I want to go with the clean digital one or if I want to go with the analog emulating UAD 1176 FET compressor, which was a free plugin when we got it. Not yet, Bobby. Not yet. I'll get you. Don't you worry, gang. And then after that, I have my bass bus and my drum bus. They meet up together at what I call the drum and bass bus, where I just have them hit a single band limiter, and I'm barely having them touch. You're not seeing anything happen. It's barely attenuating, right? What you don't want to see when you get to these buses, if you have a single band limiter, you don't want to be doing shit like this. Okay, because now you're over attenuating and you're really fucking up the sound. You want it to feel transparent. the idea is you keep stacking these up throughout your template, and just barely touching the signal, and you're gradually pulling that loudness up. And each time you're putting these elements together and you're putting another single band limiter there, you're kind of gluing them, meshing them as you move them up through the chain. There's just no glue right now on what you're doing, right? So after that, I have my drum and bass bus. All my melodies are in green. All my melodies are in green, and then they go to the melody master. Now, a lot of times on this, I'll add extra shit on here. I just have a limiter on here, just barely touching the signal, but I'll add extra things like a multiband dynamics or a multiband compressor to control some of the resonant problems that I was hearing. You have a lot of resonance issues. That's where you could control it. On top of just doing it on the individual channels, you can have extra catches for things and EQ that would EQ all the melodies all at once, if that makes sense. And then if you ever need to sidechain things like a kick or a snare through your melodies, this is where you do it. You do it on the melody bus, instead of having to do it individually to like 7 different channels. If you have a bunch of different melodies going on, you can do it all on one spot. So then I have my melody master bus and my drum and bass master bus meet up at what I call the beat master. Some people call it the instrumental master. And this has another single band limiter that I'm barely touching the signal. And this is where you do like your, if you want to like beat drops, if you wanted to do, filters for the whole beat where everything goes underwater, you're doing it here on this channel. You're treating this like a 2-track. This is like if you would bounce the beat, you're using this channel as a space to control the entire beat. And then if you have vocals, it's another way to kind of separate everything. Then I have all my vocals in different buses there. I have a vocal lead bus, a vocal dub bus, a vocal master bus. Then all that, the vocal master bus and the beat master meet up at the stereo bus, where I have this special limiter here that also has some harmonic EQ saturation. And then I also have just another quick catch limiter that's not doing much there. And then you get to my actual master fader. I just have an analyzer on it. I also do have an L2 there, but it's not even turned on. That's just in case I'm going in the red. So you can see all these different elements of control. And I think that'd be your best thing to do, is to take an hour or two to build in a template and then get back to being creative. And if you're having this template, you'll keep tweaking it as you go. Like my template changes every couple weeks. I keep messing with things, finding new things I want to add to it. And that's kind of half the fun. But if you have a template, anything you make going forward, you'll already have done a ton of the other work, and all your beats. Like if you start to do well with one mix and then you start making something else, you're already going to have those techniques built into your template, and you're just going to keep elevating your sound. If you don't build a template, then you're always starting from the bottom every single time, and that's just not going to be the best way to grow and improve quickly. And then in general, I just want more mix focus on kick, snare, bass when it's happening. Those feel really buried behind all the melodies. This is currently mixed around the melodic elements. Get yourself a transient designer and learn what it does. You have one in Ableton on the drum bus plugin. There is something called transients. There's a little knob at the bottom middle of the drum bus plugin. I believe it's at the bottom middle. Let me see. Drum bus. I believe it's at the bottom middle. Yeah, there it is. Right here. It says transients right here. If you go to left, I think it shortens the decay. Yep. If you go right, I think it brings up more attack. So it kind of does two things at the same time, which I don't love. So I would love for you to get a different one. If you're balling on a budget right now, get in the Discord, go over here to the mixing videos, and a couple videos up, you got this video here from the Swollen one. This is called You Don't Need Expensive Plugins Anymore. It's a full rundown of all the free shit, all the free stuff that you can go get right now, that you can add to your arsenal, and he'll show you how to use each one and kind of let you know if it's worth grabbing. He pretty much only covers ones that are worth grabbing. And it's definitely a great place to start. If you don't have any plugins right now for mixing, check that out. Swollen One's a W content creator. I like his stuff. Good engineer, and you can learn a lot and get a lot of free stuff right there. So that's a plug right there. If anybody needs free plugins, check that video out. It's got all the links. And he gives you a rundown of each one that really matters. Beyond that, I hear the ideas in here and I like the programming. I just want more control across the whole mix and more intention on your drums and bass. And we just talked about ways to achieve that. So definitely keep sending stuff in here. You're in the Discord now. Download that sample pack. Ask questions. We have a lot of really, really talented people in this community, and don't be a stranger, man. What is a transient? A transient is it's the front end of a waveform. It's like the very initial scribble on the front of a waveform. Yeah, I appreciate you, Quasar.
Thank you.
You can see. I'll show you an example real quick right here of a transient designer. Okay, so let's take this breakbeat here, right here. Okay, this is a transient designer, and I'll set this to 0. Okay, so if I wanted more attack on this, I would move this attack up, right? So listen to the clap. The clap's the loudest sound. You're gonna hear the clap get like more aggressive on the initial front end of that attack sound, front end of the clap sound. Starting to make you blink, right? If I bypass that, turn it back on. Even the hi-hats, you can hear the gets sharper, right? That's attack right there. If I back off of it, this is what I hear in a lot of people's mixes. Okay. We're missing that excitement right here. We're missing some of that excitement that we should have there. Constantity, what's good? And then beyond that, you also have sustain, or the some people call it decay, where I can shorten the ending of these. If I pull this back, listen to what this breakbeat does. It's just giving us the very front of that sound. Bring it back here. And then you could be a maniac and you could add more. So that's what a transient designer does, and it's a really good tool to use for making beats. Really good for mixing as well. So definitely get involved with one of those, understand how it works, and figure out why you'd use one. I think I had that -19. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to save this anyways. Boom. Hell yeah. Oh no. I'm getting degraded performance from my multi-chat. That's all right. I still got all the chats pulled up. All right. Up next, who is still up in this B? Constantity had to run again. So let's see if is Lean Nooch in here? Lean Nooch pulled up how long ago? 2 hours ago. It took us a minute to get to your song. Apologies. We'll see if they're here. If not, we'll see if Cryptic's in the building. Bobby's around. I know that. Is Uriel around here? And is Just Dwella around here? This is all we got left, gang. If you're still here, say something when you in here. Let us know something. If you're still here. Yo. Okay, oopsie whoopsie, which one are you? Dwella, got you. Hold up. Let me open up this multi-chat thing one more time. See if it fixes itself. If not, no worries. Here, Dwella, got you. Down here. And Bobby's here. All right, so Bobby's in front of you. Damn, Okay, it's just experiencing degraded performance, dude. I'm about to fucking write them an email. How dare they? Alright, well then, doesn't seem like Linux is here. We'll hit the button. Doesn't seem like Cryptic's around. If Cryptic is here, let us know something. We're gonna run Bobby's. We're gonna run Bobby's. Pause this. What it do, Bobby? What do we got going on here, gang? This is high maintenance with updated vocal mix. It's an MP3. You know we're downloading that to get the visualizer, dude. You know we're downloading that to get the visualizer. And then we're uploading it to Suno. And we're sending it directly to Timbaland, dude. Straight up. Timbaland's getting that. I'm making a Suno account just for this. Just for this one, dude. Poetic Justice remix? The Kenny song? The Kenny and his best bud? Should I use this for all my thumbnails going forward for the rest of the month? Thoughts? This is a terrifying AI of me. I hate this image. God damn it. The teeth are inaccurate. Everything else is actually low-key accurate though. Alright, let's check this out.
Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know you taste this a little bit. High maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you win. You're in the mood for empathy, there's blood in my pen. Better yet with your friends and them. I really wanna throw you off. I really wanna show you off. Fuck that, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and your girl in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good game home is starring. They say conversation.
Alright, you too, Ash. Appreciate you.
Tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Oh, what it justice, put it in the song, alright. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Oh, what it justice, put it in the song, alright. I really hope you play this, cause oh girl, you test my patience with all these seductive photographs and all these one-off vacations you've been taking. Clearly a lot for me to take in, it don't make sense. Young East African girl, you too busy fucking with your other man. I was trying to put you on game, put you on a plane, take you and your mama to the motherland. I could do it, maybe one day, when you figure out you're gonna need someone. When you figure out it's all right here in the city and you don't run from where we come from. That sound like poetic justice, poetic justice. You were so new to this life, but goddamn, you got adjusted. I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to the fun sex, your natural hair and your soft skin and your big ass and that sundress. Ooh, good God, what you doing that walk for? When I see that thing move, I just wish we would fight less and we would talk more. They say communication save relations, I can tell, but I can never right my wrongs unless I write them down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Oh, what it justice, put it in the song, alright. Know just what you want. Oh, what it justice, put it in the song, alright.
Hell yeah, dude. That's just dope. Jibbah be straight jibbing. That's why they call me
Big Jibbah. Big Jibbah.
You already know. Hey, Bobby, this is fire, dude. I think we heard this one time before, like a while back, if I recall correctly. Otherwise, you did another sick one, with some Kendrick vocals. But I do recall something like that going down. But definitely, like, all I'm hearing is vocals. Like, everything else is fine, dude. Everything else is really cool on the mix. Like where everything's sitting. Just bring these vocals up in volume, and you might need to do some subtractive mixing with like a sidechain multi-band compressor probably, or dynamic EQ to get them to cut through the orchestral awesomeness that you have going on. It's just you're frequency masking the shit out of Kenny and Drake. Drake cuts through a little more because he's so like, you know, he's like a Mucinex commercial. Yeah. He's got like that kind of timbre, but Kenny doesn't cut through quite as much, so you might have to kind of automate and dial that in a little more. I would also consider using parallel compression on all the vocals as well, to kind of get them to sound a little beefier in the mix, and pull them forward a little more. Because we want them to feel like they're out in front of the orchestral blend. Right now they feel like they're sitting in it and sometimes behind it. So that's like the only thing to really work on. Everything else is right where it needs to be. So I'm a fan. I like this shit, dude. I think this could really, like, people would really dig this shit if it caught the right attention on YouTube or some shit like that. So definitely, man, finish this out. Let us know when you drop it, dude. This is sick, Bobby. Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Dope shit, man. Always. In the thunder and rain. All right, Consonante's here. Consonante's here. Light set mix 11. We're gonna run that. Let's check it out. Consonante, aka Azira. Oh, you're exporting again? Golly, we're doing something else then. You just tell me. You've been. I'm gonna do Dwella. I know Dwella's here. I'm gonna do Dwella. I know he's around. Say less. Dwella vocal series.
You say you down for me. But you ain't around for me. My people been down with me. Tryna make mama proud of me. I take this shit serious. Yeah, why you tryna clown at me? Take a look at me. Got paint in your face, up a paint in the gallery. Yeah. All this. My talent's all offense. Blink with me regardless. They shoot it out, I don't move around. Flip the script by August. Brother made a legacy. I'm tired of being modest. Where you going? Where have you been? Who you been seeing? Who's in the DM? Brother might go for a year. You get back with a check. If you're trying to fall in love again, then baby say less. 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 And baby say less.
Yeah, okay. They're closed, aren't they? Yes, Miller. What's up, Miller? I got busy. It happens. So yeah, I'm hearing a few things on here. It's a vibe right now. I see where you're going with this. I wish we had a less saturated kick on here. That thing is kind of messing around with the whole mix because we have this big, crazy hospital trip. What happened? We have this big just, and it's like really long, right? And that's kind of, it's messing with the actual loudness you could actually get out of this joint because it's such a long transient. It's almost out of place. It's almost like a freaking like a house, not even house, but what's that genre where they love to have those long kicks? I forget. People send shit in that has that vibe. It doesn't seem like as much of a hip hop style kick. Drill does that sometimes. I just think a shorter kick sound would definitely serve this mix a little better. And I don't know if you have control of that, but that kind of makes the whole thing sort of kick focused. Damn, your uncle got hurt? I am sorry to hear that, Miller. I am sorry to hear that. But kudos to you for stepping up. That's dope. You produce everything, you do the vocals for fun. Okay, yeah, so you do have it separated. I would definitely transient design that kick and get it less saturated. It feels saturated because it's so long. And I don't think that's serving the mix and like really building around the groove if it's that long of a kick sound. The off-center rim shot is kind of an odd mix decision. I'm not mad at the actual sound, and it might just be the sample has... it feels off-center, but if it's got a spreader on it, it might be on the initial sample. It might not be you doing that. But that makes it feel less rooted because we don't have a mono signal on that smack and the attack of that. It's kind of, we're hearing it in one ear slightly earlier than their other ear, and it feels like kind of left heavy because of that. So if you really like the sound of that one, I would recommend just layering in a mono rim shot as well. The rim shot is a spring. Can take that off. Okay, so yeah, you have some kind of thing on there. Yeah, I mean, if you like that sound, I would experiment with just layering in a pretty transparent mono rim shot to kind of center that and kind of anchor it with the kick a little more, if that makes sense. Spring reverb, yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah, that spring reverb is changing the timing, for sure. Or even just doing less, if it's like fully wet, maybe backing off of that and doing a little less of it. And then some sections we run into the rapper time. Not super mad at the mix. I can't really fully react to the mix because it's all so kick centric. But it's not, the whole track isn't really loud enough yet. But it's just so much focus on that kick.
They shoot it out, I don't move around. Flip the script by August. Brother made a legacy. I'm tired of being modest. Where you going?
And it's almost like we have a saturation over the whole mix, but I really hear it on the vocal as well. I would encourage you to do shit like that with the vocal. Do it in parallel, like you would do reverb, so that we have like a natural sounding vocal, and then we kind of blend in that saturation to get that texture you want. Otherwise, you're kind of taking a butter knife over all those transients with that saturation, and you're kind of taking away some of the excitement in the vocal performance by getting rid of the initial attack on your phrases. Right, it's kind of like over compressing it, but it's a different way of kind of smoothing out the front ends of those phrases. And when it gets too smooth, it gets the tone you want, but we lose some of the excitement in what you're saying, and some of the intelligibility and enunciation goes away. So yeah, I would do some of that in parallel instead of putting it directly on that signal, so that we have you centered up the middle, sounding a little bit more natural, and then blending in that saturated tone that you like. You can even put a spreader on it and blend that, but it has its own space to exist, and keeping that middle clean for that regular vocal to sit up front. Obviously, you can still use reverb and shit, tune if you need to tune it, but less of that actual saturation on there. And then some sections, especially like we got this back half, I'm hearing some phrases that are early. I've talked about it on a couple other people's tracks, but people like when our rappers are either right on beat or a little later on the beat because they feel comfortable. And if we feel like we're early by a few milliseconds, then it starts to take me out of the song. And a lot of people takes them out of the song because it just feels like we're over anticipating our next line. So experiment with just grabbing those and just moving them over a little bit and see how it feels if they're a little later on the beat. And then the last one is song structure. I want to be able to listen to this song one time and know where's the hook, where's the verses. You said this might be like an intro, so maybe there is no verses and hooks. It might just be one verse. But just as a general philosophy for other songs, making sure that we're being aware of that when we're creating stuff and trying to do things to separate sonically how the vocal sounds and feels on the verse parts while still having a lead vocal on our hooks, but doing things to like build that up so that, like, you know, when we hear multiples of your voice, we know that's the hook. You know, shit like that. So that's all I got for you though. It's a vibe though. I like what you're doing, and I definitely want to hear more from you going forward. And I appreciate you pulling up on us, finding the stream and sending this through. This is very dope. Appreciate you, gang. Oopsie whoopsie ooh woo, aka Just Dwella. Appreciate you, gang.
Thank you.
Best feedback I've gotten on Twitch, bro. Most people have not picked these things out. What do you use as a transient shaper? And yeah, I mess with structure a lot. This is a progressive hip hop house tape I'm experimenting with. Got you. What do I use as a transient shaper? I use the Waves Smack Attack right now. We just had it pulled up right here, this joint. But there's a lot of them. There's also the SPL Transient Designer is a good one. There's also the free one from Kilohertz. They have a free joint you could definitely go grab. I think I can shape those with curves. I think, yeah, this would help with like your kick sounds. And you could add more attack to like your rim shots. Good for hats. You know, I probably wouldn't like do vocals with this shit unless you're like using AI vocals and there's like nothing else to pull shit from. But I use this a lot for like, you know, sound design, synthesis, and drums, man. Drums. I got fats guys on black guys. I baptized my snack size. All right. What, Gavin? Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you for sending the shit through.
Thank you.
Gavin, that was not bars, dude. That was confusing, man. The fuck? You can't just walk up in here saying some crazy shit like that. How dare you? That was behind bars, yeah. That's but you about to end up behind them. Saying some crazy shit like that. Okay. Okay. It's called Sorry Jibbah. Imagine 2 onions. Heck, imagine 3 onions, dude. Dude, imagine dragons, dude. You know what I mean? Imagine all that. Boom, 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 boom. Unironically, I might have done an album that you'd like. Uh-oh, send him the stems. He'll make a dance remix for you, dude. Where's Gavin when you need him, dude? He's around. He lurks. He be lurking, dude. He's just making AI fat guys. Gavin, did you make my cover art yet? For Pete and Boss, dude? Did you AI my cover art yet? What song is it? Pete and Boss stepped into the building, dude. This one. Those guys.
Stepped into the building, changes swinging on my neck, gold rings on my fingers, something on my wrist, tucked into my waist, little semi with a clip, big glass of the Bombay, took a little sip like, oh, vintage sticks, still blast from the past, gold rings clip when I pass in the club, just stepped into the building, shot.
Okay, these are the guys. That's that video, and then I did this one here. Where's it at?
Stepped into the building, changes swinging on my neck, gold rings rings on my fingers, summon on my wrist. Tucked into my waist, so send me with a clip. Big blast of the Bombay, take a little sip like vintage sticks, little blast from the past. Gold rings click when I'm passing the club. Just stepped into the building, show a little face, and I'm back on the road like
Dubai trips on a jet plane, bar railings for the watch and the neck chain. No hard drinks when I land, I'm a sip of dry tea, cause the fly give me neck pain. Mumbai go for the worst, she's smiling. I had a notch on a bed frame. Italian suede in the seats of the brand new motor. Quick little squirt.
Hagerwood, ooh from Mozambique. Got a tailor suit with the bros on feet. I'm in Casablanca, blind Jack, I render with the AC blood in the driver's seat. Talk to the platinum, dancing with timepiece boy, cause the face ain't listening. Shining, glistening, look at these diamonds dance while I stepped inside of the building. Changes singing on my neck, gold rings in my fingers, summon on my wrist. Tucked into my waist, so send me with a clip. Big glass of the Bombay, take a little sip like vintage sticks, little blast from the past. Gold rings click when I'm passing the club. Just stepped into the building, show a little face, and I'm back on the road like
quick neck band to the strip go.
You get the vibes. So yeah, I want to put that on a SoundCloud. Maybe we'll get the attention of Pete and Boss, dude. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I just made that beat on stream one night, and then Unknown Fella sent in those vocals, and we put them in one. I never moved them. We put them on a spot, and he's like, yeah, that word's on the one. We hit play, and that was it. That was it. I just went in and cut out the little barks. But other than that, that was already laid out. It just worked. It was weird. We did not make it with the intention of that song. Pretty funny. Let me get a 4K image of you. I'm terrified to send you that, dude. You can't play that. That's not a masterpiece, dude. I made that on stream. We made that right here, dude. We did that here like a week and a half ago, something like that. 2 weeks ago. That's just me messing around in here, dude. Wouldn't call that a masterpiece. But we definitely need. It doesn't need to be the best cover art, dude. It's for a little tiny thing. You have some in Jib memes already, bro. You could use that image you made of me where I look hella old, and then put it with an image of those two. It doesn't have to be the stepped into the building shit. You could just call it stepped into the building and just write the, unofficial remix, Big Jibbah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you have that old one of me. Like, you have some terrifying shit in here. But there's an old one of me. God damn it. There's one where I look hella old. I don't know where you put it. It's way up here, dude. My goodness. There's some terrible shit in here. Let's be real. It's somewhere up here. You have me as an old man. Me as a fat guy, 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 me as a fat guy. There's me as a fat guy, me as a fat guy, me as Chris Lord. There it is. Yeah, you could use this image, blend that in with Pete and Boss, dude, and go to work, dude. That would work. That's terrifying. Terrifying. You should already have this, dude. Just use that, blend it in with, and have Pete and Boss like in front of me. Yeah, loot the ass, dude. God damn it. Jump to present, dude. I'm never living most of these down. This is insane. Look, we got them cut out now. Someone cropped them out. Mini Pete and Boss on the desk, dude. 100%. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, have them look real small on the desk. Well, this is an emote, dude. For Halloween. Just candied up, dog. This can't be an emote. What the fuck is this shit? Horse Jib, dude. It's a big moment for this channel. This is the worst thing I've ever seen AI do. It's not even close. It doesn't look anything like me, dude. Not even close, dude. They didn't nail it. Also, I would never wear these undies, okay? And this fucking horse would die. It would die, dude. The horse would die. The horse would absolutely die.
That's a Talkbox.
You already know. All right, well, let's run this joint. Constant nitty. Boom, 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 boom. Did I already open it? I did. Boom. All right, here it is. Light set. Sorry, Jibbah. LOL. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, you did. That means you get the subsample pack. If you'd like to get it in the Discord, let me know. If you're already in there, just put a message in chat, in the Discord chat, and I'll give you permissions to grab that. I'll show you where to download it. Right here. Subsamples, that's where you download it. Yes, I do recall hearing this before. Very cool stuff, dude. But my goodness, what is happening on this mix? Are you orange clipping everything? Is the whole mix going through an orange clipper? It feels like we're just going across the entire mix, dude. It feels like the drums, at least the drum mix, feels like it's going. It's like we got barbers on there, dude. It feels soft clipped as hell, dude. Burn Pile was good. Aloha, player. How you doing? How's the weather out there in Kauai? In Kauai. We did close the queue hours ago, FYI. But if you jump in the Discord, you can grab that subsample pack for sure. Y'all need standard clip and be unk like me. Hey, I like my multi-band clipping, dude. Okay, but it is a clipper, right? I'm not tripping? That's what's going on? I just want to know that's what I'm hearing. Okay, yeah, it's getting soft clip like to high heaven, dude. Okay, so yes to that. Things sound too cut off. I want some sounds to pop out at me, and that's not allowed to happen. So that's my main mix note for you. You can really hear it like right here. And it's like not even that loud for, like, you're not even getting extra loudness out of clipping it. Like, I feel like you didn't even push it in anything afterwards. You just kind of clipped it and we're like, clip and ship, baby. The old clip and ship. So that's the main problem with this one. I don't even want to give you like detailed mix notes because you're removing a ton of the transients that we'd actually react to, but I'm not mad at like the sound selection. I think just use that clipper on more on individual. I can't because everything's being so clipped, dude. I don't think I can. I need help with direction with it. I think it's fine. Just remove that clipper and then see how that feels, dude. You can DM me that when you remove the clipper. That'd be the move. We just get an AMD updater, dude. Is that on my computer or the other one? My fucking computer's about to explode? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, computer about to go straight up, dude. But yeah, it's cool though. I like this one. I like this one. We just gotta let it breathe, gang. Appreciate you, Constantine.
Thank you.
Got to let it breathe. Hey, thank you, man. All right, I got the last one here. I'm supposed to listen to. I told Raxy I would listen to this and give some feedback. Raxy had to go to sleep, but it's their first time visiting, so I wanted to see what's going on with Rax. Rax himself. That's a track with the most effects you've ever used. Yeah, it makes sense. It sounds dope, dude. Like the sound design is fire. The orchestral ambient shit is really dope. I think you have such heavy drums in there though; they need to be appreciated. So the soft clipper is not allowing them to splash through at the moment, but you'll get it there. I know you will. Let's check this out. This is Raxy. I think it's just Rax, if I had to guess. The sidechain was fine. It's just you're cutting everything right now, and I hear it. I shouldn't be able to really hear the aggressive soft clip. That's all, and that's definitely being heard. Let's check this out from Rax. It's Work It featuring Humid.
Hey, go dummy, bitch, you ugly, stupid bitch just tryna fuck me. She acting like she want me, I don't want her, now she blushing. I go and hit the Dougie, smoke so roughly, feeling funny. I'm a bitch and you a dummy, I knew this shit was for nothing. Hey, sign up on a G with a post, yeah, you tell me that you need me, but I'm doing all the most. Yeah, I am a rapper, but I'm not a capper, and I'm not the type to go ghost. Yeah, why you gotta sit back, boast? Why you gotta talk on bro? Big main topic, that bitch wanna ride, wanna hop in. About my time, better clock in. About that time, better clock it. She like, oh damn, that's toxic, but still won't lie that we rock it. We way too cold like the Arctic. Her body on T, she an artist. Yes. Yeah, shouldn't really say that. Yeah, I was trying to make my way back. Hey, caught about a bitch and a payback. Yeah, I don't wanna tell you lay back. I don't care what's right. I don't wanna care what's wrong. So like what you want. So like what you want. Always on the knees like she work shit. Gotta get down, work. Always gonna be that person certain. All over the guts like a surgeon. I wanna see that arch. I wanna see you part. You wanna see that spark. You wanna see my part. Go dummy, bitch, you ugly, stupid bitch just tryna fuck me. She acting like she want me, I don't want her, now she blushing. I go and hit the Dougie, smoke so roughly, feeling funny. I'm a bitch and you a dummy, I knew this shit was for nothing. Go dummy, bitch, you ugly, stupid bitch just tryna fuck me. She acting like she want me, I don't want her, now she blushing. I go and hit the Dougie, smoke so roughly, feeling funny. I'm a bitch and you a dummy, I knew this shit was for nothing.
All right, let's talk about it. This is cool. Yeah, definitely, Rax. I see you, player. I see what we're going for here. A couple notes here, a couple things I'm hearing off the rip. It's a vibe though. I like this kind of I like this lane right here. Cry Man, what's good? How we doing over there with our spilled whiskey? Did we find any solutions? If we do dub vocals, right? If we have like that lead vocals that sounding good, it's in a good spot. If we have dub vocals where we're going like left right, I would still maintain a lead vocal up the middle, and then I would add the left right unisons. Brably, appreciate the follow, Brably. Let us know
how you doing.
How you doing? Oh, and LTX, Aiden, Marcus, what's good? Appreciate the follow. Let us know
how you doing.
Hell yeah, doing good. How about you? I'm doing well. Appreciate it, gang. Yo, we did close the queue for tonight, gang. I'll be back on I'll be back on Tuesday doing feedback. My next 3 streams are going to be just me making music in here. So I'll be using that voice box that you hear.
Big Jibbah.
Talkbox. And then I'll also be making beats. Did you play my song? What's your name in the queue, Cryman? If you were in there. I don't think I did yet. I don't think I did. Yes, sir. Cryptic. No, we'll finish it out with you. We're just running this one real fast here. So yeah, if we do dub vocals, I would still try to maintain a lead vocal up the middle. It just feels weird to, I don't mind if it's like a particular part where we're doing a throw and we go out wide with no lead vocal, like intentional. But if there's full like bars being spit and all of a sudden there's no vocal up the middle, it just doesn't feel, it doesn't have that professional feel to it. So I would put an emphasis on doing 3 total, having a center, left, and right. And then you can kind of line them up a little more timing wise. There's plugins for that, like Vocal Line. I think Ableton makes, or not Ableton, but Waves makes one as well. That's kind of like Vocal Line. Crytai TV says, morning T-Rex. What's good, dude? How you living? So yeah, you could also just manually line them up a little more. The lead vocal right now is getting frequency masked like crazy by the synths, starting in like the middle to the end of the song. You need to do some subtractive mixing there to keep an open pocket for the vocals. So like that's something in that vocal range, that 250 hertz to 550. We want to dial in like a multi-band compressor that's sidechained or a dynamic EQ sidechain. The sidechain trigger is the lead vocal, and we're going to be ducking that section of the beat, or at least the melodies. If you have this like as a track out, you're just doing it on the melodies only, and you're trying to duck out that spot whenever the vocal's happening, so that we have this nice open pocket for that vocal. You're creating a bed for the vocals to sit on instead of trying to push over the top. We've already filled the glass right there with sound in that frequency range with those synths, and that shit needs to come down. Dude, by the way, did you Discord? Yeah, we have a Discord. You have to have an avatar image to get up in there. But we do have a Discord. It's pretty active too, if you get up in there. If you're having trouble verifying, just let me know. Just sit in the welcome section and I'll let you in. But you do have to go to the verify me section. Verify here. I can add you in if you can't do the verify. We had to do it this way because it's been crazy. But there you go. If you're Aiden, there you is. Boom. You should be able to see everything now. Well, mainly everything. Let's see. Anything else here? I'd say act this shit out a little more. I think you're being too cool on this. If I was recording you on this song, I'd be pushing you out of your comfort zone. You have to remember that you're an actor when you're on the microphone, especially on a song like this where you're really talking shit. I want you to be a fucking cartoon character on this song. And right here, I just feel like you're too comfortable. And the performance could have been had a little more character. There's no plugin for character. You got to record that shit off the rip. And a big way to get more character and get more out of your instrument, your voice, is to smile more, show more teeth, exaggerate the mouth movements. If you're saying something and it's aggressive and angry, you better have an angry look on your face when you're saying that line. If there's some funny kind of clever line you're saying, you better be smiling, right? And cheesing. All those things, we can actually pick up on it. The human ear can find it and hear it. And having those little inflections, having things feel a little more intentional gives us that little bit of acting and a little bit of character. You don't have the benefit of a camera on you when you're delivering this and people are hearing it. They're not seeing you perform it. So you got to do 110% with the body language and the facial expressions, and just getting the lips out of the way, showing more teeth so that a little bit of that character comes through on the recording. It's going to give all your performances more gravity going forward. And it's going to have you grow faster as an artist when you just get a little more in tune with your instrument and give us a little more, act it out a little bit more, and put a little bit more of your stamp on it, and just take a few more vocal risks instead of just making it cool. Because there's a lot of aggression on this, and I feel like there was areas to have more of an aggressive character with what you said and everything. So, but it's a cool idea, man. I like the song. Like I said, if I was recording you though, I would have pushed you further out of your comfort zone to come up with something that's got a little more gravity to it, that has a little bit more of a performance that people will keep coming back to. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got for you, man. I appreciate you, gang. And thank you for finding the stream tonight. And hopefully you can check this out on the VOD later. Appreciate you, G. That was Rax, y'all, with Work It featuring Humid.
Thank you.
Boom. All right. All right, this is our last one right up in here. Then we got Cryptic, right? Cryptic, yep. Seed/Garden from Cryptic. It's peep game, dude.
And then, what's a key point to growing up and maturing, would you say?
Oh, growing up when I was at home.
Yeah, like, what would you say is like a key part to growing up and like?
Oh, yeah. Well, I had great parents, absolutely great parents. They used to take us. My dad had always a boat.
R.I.P. Grandma, man.
Always used to go away every weekend.
That's beautiful that you got her on this.
Yeah. Camping and stuff, and he just really, really looked after us. Sometimes I think if I could only have that over again, because I'd get mad and slam the door at the back, and she'd say, "Don't slam that door,"
Maybe I said that I was fine this time, but last time I wasn't lying. This joy had a decline for sure. Seeds grow, trees grow, so do I. Don't miss the old me, I don't know why. Rightness in the parking lot, West Rock Road Drive leads into the parking lot where I confide. Got to save on what my pops. Glad that we could have these talks for our time stops. Couple beers, couple wings on the joint down the road. No longer there no more. Smoke shot, perfect opportunity for me to pick up what I need. Smoking my pain straight to my brain. Fears fade away, but tomorrow I'll be reminded of yesterday. Maturity ain't easy as you see. It's had its toll on me. My homie, he the same age as me. I'm trying to get him to be successful. I'm watching out for my dogs like a keeper, although I didn't keep her. Broke it off in August, but if I'm really being honest, we lost it on December. How my heart broke, no remorse in the text. She expected me to stay. No way, I hate the small things I can't talk about. I look in the mirror and see a younger you, but I'm not perfect, so that's not true. I pray that something or some lesson showed me which road to follow. Seeds grow, trees grow, sometimes I swear this tree is hollow. But like the shallow depths of the ocean, there's still a light to follow. Okay, another pill to swallow in the deepest parts of my sorrow. I'm pushing for Bravo, but not a single shot I take gets me off of this plateau. Props to my supporters and my team, we're all living this hazy dream, trying to get this cream. I know there's other ways to take away the stress. Praying to God and asking him why my life is a mess. Thoughts of running away from everything that's ever give me love, but I made a promise to the spark. I'm gonna marginalize, spreading these branches. My garden been growing, I've been building, but still sparking. Kindle a flame and I'm embarking out so damn close to giving up a couple times. This last year has taught me to be safer and aware. Some of these people around me, they don't even care. That's why my circle's smaller and I'm never open to share. Nothing even really matters, but now I'm open up to prayer. Anxiety from the substance had me gasping for air. I swear I never been worried till the day I started with abuse of the substance. I gotta disconnect from reality, get the rum and the weed, and trust me, I'm on another leaf. Mama said that we be fine, and I know she never lying. Just straight stringing through the motions on these open oceans, through life's contortions, whispering in my ear, saying sip more potions, smoke another blunt, run from the shadows, control the emotions, don't let out all the notions. A beach where we sit and smile, ruined by the waves. A frequency that's changed when I'm plugging in the game. A glimpse of total innocence, ruined by the age. The pressure of a forced smile and distance from self-shame. Drowning in a bottle and lighting up a flame. Return to certain things that I cannot regain. Glimpses and fragments, strung up by everything. Let go of all the past, it's time to rebuild new things. I'm burning everything, prescribed fire. Discard and be spreading. Once we grow new vines, we'll be shining for show. We'll be shining for show. Tryna for sure. Tryna for sure. Just watch the tree grow. Opulence for pieces, optionless when you know it's what you need. Voices in my head telling me the wrong things that I need. How long for another person up in leaves? Lord knows it's been hard trying to water this seed. But seeds grow, trees grow, and so do I. Providing the wrong nutrients to build sky high. Ta-da, and voila, I'm going up Allah. Prescribed fire we burning. For this garden I'm yearning. For this garden I'm yearning.
What's up, Chris Vance? Appreciate you, guy. On the YouTube side. Yeah, absolutely, man. Cryptic, this is nice, man. This is cool, dude. I think you know. It sounds like you know what you're doing in terms of rapping and all that, right? You know, beat selection's pretty good. I think I'm just hearing a few things with your vocal. I want like a little less control on the vocal. It feels a little bit too compressed and pushed. And we're pulling some of the low mids out that would make it sound a little more I think a little more of a dynamic performance on there. That's all. It's not wrong necessarily. Hey, Tyler Dorns, dude, the free line's closed. Indeed, the whole line's closed. Everything's closed. You can still jump in the Discord for the next time we do feedback. But I appreciate you pulling up on us and hitting that button. I appreciate the follow. Let us know though.
How you doing?
I do feedback streams now twice a week. So this is the second night of the week that I do it, and then the other 3 nights that I go live, I'm just making music in here and bullshitting with everybody. So yeah, still answer questions and shit. We still chop it up. We still nerd out. So there's still value in those other streams as well. But yeah, I just want more dynamics on your lead vocal, especially like the beginnings of phrases. You know, if you were like the cross reference mix on something that's like sample heavy, you know, maybe like a Chance the Rapper record, right? And go listen to like how his vocal sits in the mix and how controlled that is, and how you're hearing all the plosives and sibilants, and you're hearing a little more of that air, that kind of loud, quiet, the separation of phrases. Some of that's missing from this performance. Feels like we've just squashed it with compression on compression, right? We're not like really necessarily overdoing it, but it just feels like it never lets go. It's just always controlled, and it never lets go. And I think that letting go is what kind of gives that vocal performance a little bit of a human feel to it. It just feels less human the way it's mixed right now, because it's so controlled, if that makes sense. It's a weird thing that I'm picking nits at, but it's something that I worked on with doing like hip hop style shit like this, trying to make sure that it still has the vibe of like you being in the room with us and rapping this shit and feeling like this feels like a pop vocal mix almost on what should be more of like a, you know, hip hop mix. You know what I mean? On the lead vocal. A few phrases, not a lot of them, but you have good timing across the board for the most part, but a few phrases felt slightly early in some spots. And we're talking milliseconds. Most people won't pick up on that. If I was your engineer, I'd just be moving shit over here and there, because the performance is good. Just sometimes you just got to grab a little phrase and go and nudge it to the right. No one's going to know. Just see how it feels. If you think it might be early, just see what it feels like late. That might be the move. The first beat, I think the snare could use a little more body to it. I mean, you've already released this shit. You're not going to make any changes on this, but just, this is what I was hearing. And that's just an easy little EQ boost, wide bell at that, you know, usually around 180 to 400 range. You didn't make that first beat, you made the second one? Okay, got you. But yeah, I just want a little bit more body on that first snare for sure, to kind of mesh with how heavy the kick and everything else was. There is some high mid resonance in the melodic elements of that first beat as well, which I would try to curb with like multi-band compression instead of just straight EQing it out. And then the last note for you is rap dubs. Whenever we spend a lot of time getting a nice lead vocal, when we layer it with dubs, I really want to make sure that you're your pitch and your timing are syncing up really well, so that it's not pulling focus away from that lead vocal. And then I'm probably going in and I'm like manually lining them up using the lead vocal as the master, or I'm using something like that plug-in vocal line to go in, and it kind of takes a snapshot of the lead vocal, and then it'll take a snapshot of the dub, and then it will whoosh, warp that shit over for you and just make it super tidy and clean. That's like the best way to go about it, because there were a couple rap dubs where I could hear the difference in timing, and that kind of took me out of it for a second. So that's just little shit that I do when I'm editing shit like this. So but all in all, man, like really solid. I like your sound, and I like what you're working on here. So definitely want to hear more from you in the future, man. I appreciate you, Cry Man. I appreciate you, gang. This is nice stuff, dude. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Well, shit, on that note, I think we done hit our limit, dude. Because this baby's gonna wake up at 6 a.m. And I don't want to be caught not sleeping. You feel me? Let's see, where can we send you guys? Where can we send you guys that makes sense? J-Zog, what up, dude? What are you saying right now? You got a concept in DMs? Ooh, okay. We'll check the concept, dude. God, why am I in shorts? No, I don't want to be in shorts. It's the right idea, though. Where my hug at? Can you put me in a suit? Can you put me in a shitty suit? Like a really bad suit in the background? That'd be hilarious, dude. Where my hug at? The third wheel vibe is definitely what we're going for, though. Yeah, you kind of nailed that. You definitely nailed that. Hilarious, dude. Hilarious, dude. We're going over to Mark. If you guys got songs for him, he will definitely check those out. If you're not following Mark Zero, make sure to follow Mark Zero, W streamer over here. A really good sport too. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'm working on creative shit. I'm going to the studio tomorrow morning, so I got to prep some shit right now for that. I might take a little video and send that in the Discord, show y'all what's going on over there. But I appreciate y'all, man. Abso-freaking-lutely. Until next time, be kind to yourself and everybody else. Peace.